Aaliyah and the city of Homewood insist it's the only version. For 1819 News, I'm Garrison Hardy.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water, but you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
This is David Ernest from the Health and Wealth Show. We like to cut up and have fun, maybe poke a little fun at some politicians, but we don't take ourselves too seriously. One thing we do take seriously is your personal finances and your plans for retirement. You can tell by listening, we're a little different. Yeah, we like to have a good time on the radio, but we're dead serious about your financial future and helping you achieve your goals. At Ernest Financial, we're committed to giving you the attention you need. We don't treat you like a number. You're way more important to us. At Ernest Financial, it's about helping you today and preparing you for tomorrow. People call us who are on the verge of retirement, and they know they need a plan for the future. No matter where you are in life, Ernest Financial will help guide your every step towards retirement. Give us a call and let us show you what our individual customer attention can do for your future.
Concerned about your retirement? Call David Ernest toll-free at 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's Conversational Radio Show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome. Now, apparently I'm told that there's something wrong with the studio, something wrong with the audio. So we're going to be testing this out. It sounds fine on my end. Yeah. And but apparently out there and people listening,
I think something's wrong with the cameras. I used to look a lot better.
Oh, you need to turn it a little more. You're not centered.
I'm looking at my phone. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I used to look a lot.
Oh, no. I can grow facial hair. I can grow long hair. I can adjust the cameras to 4K. We can adjust the exposure, the contrast, the lighting, brightness, all that stuff. We're both still quite ugly. Yeah, and if you look directly in the camera, folks out there watching, do we look like we're on the right side of history?
We look like we should be on the radio.
Yeah. Let's go to the phones. Another gentleman on the radio. Let's talk to Jeff Poor, host of the Jeff Poor Show, and also editor-in-chief there at 1819news.com. Hey, Jeff, how you doing today, sir?
Doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Now, there was just a statement released by the family of Dr. Julie, the woman who was brutally murdered in Auburn. We've talked about this a little bit on your show. What is your take on not just that story, but of course the other national story, this young Ukrainian girl? This is just, for me, it's not been my favorite week. The news brings what it brings, but this is pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, and all of these things happen like at the same time, right?
Yeah.
But it does. It's raising the question about: do we, are we ignoring black on white crime? And I'm not crazy about that narrative. You and I talked about it on my show.
Yeah.
I think it creates a lot of unnecessary drama. And it's not really, there's no political win there for doing that, in my opinion. So, and I just, you play politics, game of addition, not subtraction, and there's no real addition here when you go down that avenue.
Yeah, and I get why a lot of folks want to do that because of how much all the BLM stuff, we still got it around the fountain here in Montgomery, is in everybody's faces, and folks essentially saying, no, the problem is the exact opposite of what y'all are saying in many instances in big cities around here. But I think the politically good thing, the win that could happen for everyone, is if you just stop crime out of this. Like, you bolster all the support systems to stop this stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as framing the political narrative, and I think you respect the racial aspect of it, but you make it more about making the street safe for everybody.
Yes.
Whether it's a black or whoever the victim is and whoever the suspect is. Look, black people in America want their street safe too.
Yep.
And that needs to be the narrative. We don't need this unnecessary racial strife.
Yeah, but I mean, then you go on X and it's like I said to you this morning, good luck controlling what anybody says these days. And it's coming fast and constant, sometimes ugly, sometimes insightful, but it's
just
all the rage.
It's just people blowing up. Joey, it just seems like people blowing off steam, though, right?
Yep.
Like, I don't. What do you get out of this? Like, what are you trying to change here? What is your policy objective here? What do you think comes of this? And
is everything political though,
an
or is it better to call out hypocrisy whenever we see it? And I'm at the point in life, Jeff, where I've seen this go on, and we just ignore it. It doesn't matter if it's black on white crime, black on black crime. It needs to be called out. And we
hypocrisy,
have been given, and we've been given an excuse.
We've been playing the hypocrisy game, and who's the biggest hypocrite for how? What good has that done? Like, I just
call it out when you see
stale.
it, so you at least you know that they're not telling you it's raining while they're peeing on your leg. You got to call out hypocrisy where you see it.
But like I said, what are you getting out of it? The media can't be trusted. We've proven that time and time again. That is a given. Like, we've established that. You could call it out if it makes you feel better. They're going to call us out for hypocrisy.
Yeah, call that on our side.
I don't think any of that moves the needle, honestly.
Yeah, what moves the needle is like what Trump did with Washington, D.C. And I would say what moves the needle is things like this MAX unit they set up in Montgomery to stop crime with the state, county, and like get actual things done that stops the crime. And also, there are conversations about mental health institutions. There's all sorts of stuff that needs to be brought up. Because I think the guy called from jail who murdered the woman in Charlotte, and he said the government had put materials in my body, and who's ever controlling those materials made me do it. It wasn't me. So, take from that what you like, folks.
It's a mental thing all day long, yeah.
And
but what we're doing, I mean, this ugly racial game, and it is politics. We solve our differences through the medium of politics. Otherwise, we go to war with one another or take up arms against one another. But we use politics to resolve these differences. And what it looks like to me, I mean, maybe you think there's a political angle, or not you, but just a general you, think there's a political angle to be gained here by discussing the racial component of this. And I don't know that that's necessarily a win. I think you're just creating it's almost like a red herring here, and we're going to fight about this. Look, Black Lives Matter, they get it. It's a double standard. We could go into the racial strife in this country, what led to it, on and on and on. But I'm telling you, I think going down this avenue of really highlighting that it was a black man committing a crime on a white woman is not productive.
Oh yeah, and I said this on Monday. I've been writing about this for a while. Whether it's racial or otherwise, the resentment, especially when it's like groups resenting each other, it's best when we can to disarm that. And I think disarming is by actually solving problems, because if folks are just going to blow off steam without any actual moving of the needle, that is kind of the worst outcome as you're laying out. And it is crazy how much is in the news today. Like, where do you begin? We could start how we started, or there's new released emails showing Fauci definitely lied, was trying to cover stuff up. Literally, quote, in one of the emails from February 2020 said, delete this after you read it, as they're in the middle of the cover up. There's also Trump responding to the Israeli airstrike. Trump saying, no, I wasn't informed beforehand. And then you get into the drones, the Russian drones in Polish airspace having to be shot down yesterday. And I haven't even touched on the UAP hearings Anna Paulina Luna's thrown out. So it's like, take your pick. Oh, yeah. And by the way, there might be signs of biological life on Mars. So it's just all over the place today.
I'm a little worried about this Russian drone thing over the skies of Poland. Now, look, I get it. The Russians probably said, well, we could get to this target in Ukraine by going through Polish airspace. We go through Ukrainian airspace, we're going to get shot down. But it's that kind of stuff that leads to an incident where NATO fighter jets are scrambled, and then that could dust up and create a conflict.
Oh, yeah. And as much as the World War III headline gets everybody's attention and we're not there, slow walking into this. Trump is trying for peace, but it doesn't, whether I look at that or I look at Israel, I mean, striking without telling the president, striking right before you're trying to do that ceasefire deal is like, man, that's seems like sabotage to me. So my read on this is the stronger belligerents in both these wars are not willing to stop at this point. Like, they're ready to keep on pushing.
Yeah, it's hard to know what the Israelis, what they're trying to pull off here. They got to do what they got to do to protect their homeland, but do they not take these gestures about peace seriously? And if not, then why are we wasting our time here?
Exactly right. Now, focusing on Alabama a little bit, it looks like Coach Tuberville, who hopefully will be Governor Tuberville, has been laying out a little more of his vision, and it seems like this tough on crime aspect is going to be part of what he wants to bring to the governor's office.
Yeah, I hope so. Now, look, we're in a tough on crime sort of political environment, and this is exactly what we want. We haven't seen much out of this current governor. It's a little curious. I'd like to see her do a little bit more. But, Joey, we talked about this on my show. I think Democrats are giving Republicans a huge opportunity here. The Democratic Party's response to crime in our major American cities is orange man bad, orange man bad. That doesn't really fix the problem, does it? So you force them to go on defense. You force Jamie Pritzker to go on defense. You force Gavin Newsom. You force these people to go on defense and say, this is what we're doing to fix this. Well, why have you done it already? You've ran the state for how many decades, and it's gotten worse. And it's so to me, make the midterms about crime. Now, look, everything could change in a year, but for now, they have a huge vulnerability, a huge blind spot when it comes to crime in the Democratic Party.
Yeah, and they don't, it's not just that issue. It's so many across the board. They don't have clear leadership. It seems like a lot of what they coasted on, including, as I've been previewing, say the Supreme Court overturned Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, and you bring up the redistricting thing again. There's so much the progressive movement, and I think some Democrats here in Alabama have relied on for a few generations now. And whether it's people just getting tired of the stories and the narrative, or it's like you're losing court cases and you're losing elections and we're going to change this stuff, they seem to be flat-footed at seeing all this.
Yeah, you're right. They're just not. There's no response, and I think the Democrats boxed themselves in a corner after George Floyd, and it may be politically popular to say we're going to wind down our heavy police presence, but then they own that narrative. They own that position. They're staked out there, and what has come is the repercussions, the unintended consequences, or in some cases maybe even intended consequences. But that's what's happened. How do you reverse course here? They can't. They're boxed in on this. We need more social workers, more boys and girl programs, and fewer police on the street.
Yeah, it's I think a losing issue for them, and rightfully so. And another quick one before I let you go, just because there is so much in the news today. Did you see the Health and Human Services Secretary Robert Kennedy bring up that Trump has signed an executive order essentially saying if you're going to advertise drugs on TV, radio, wherever, you have to put on the whole list of possible side effects. Apparently used to be that way. That's why you didn't see as much advertising, because the list is so long, doesn't fit in a 30-second, 1-minute spot. And it seems like this is a way to really crack down on, I think, one industry that has a major control of our government and kind of self-licking ice cream cone at this point.
My TV in my office, my televisions stay on, except maybe on the weekends, but they got MSNBC, Fox, CNN, Fox Business, CNBC, and one TV is on ESPN for whatever reason. But it is just a deluge, a constant barrage of pharmaceutical ads. I guess they took these guys to make these ads who really love Broadway plays to make them, and then they're so cringe. If anything comes to the Trump administration, where I don't have to see like a Hollywood show tune trying to sell me some drug for my shingles, then that is a win in my book.
Yeah, here. I used to, Jack Hamill and I used to text and laugh about it. Jardiance. There was a commercial for Jardiance. It's all the dancing, singing. Yep. And it's not even clear what the drug did. It like lowers your A1C, but also helps you with sleep. And like it did all these things.
Miracle drug.
Didn't seem connected. And when it gets to side effects, it's the usual like suicidal ideation, yada, 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 yada. It goes, and also Jardiance can produce a rare infection of the perineum, which could result in death. So it's like, hey, how did Eddie die? He had an infected taint.
Perineum.
Like, good
no, but why
God,
did they call it
man.
the taint, Joey?
Right. Well, because it's the scientific term. And it's just, it's like, it's crazy.
I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate, like, who is this for? You know, like, who is, even if you have A1C, whatever that is, like, are you really, are you really going to be sold on this with a catchy, like, pseudo gay Hollywood Broadway play jingle here? And I hate that I'm inundated with this nonstop.
Yeah, so I think it's definitely, for all the noise about Bobby Kennedy these last few days and weeks, I like this move. I think they are moving in the right direction in that regard. Appreciate the time today, Jeff. If folks want to check out what you're working on, what you're thinking about, how can they do so?
It's 1819 News, 1819news.com, or you could see me personally at x.com/Jeff_Poor.
Appreciate it as always. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Again, folks, Jeff Poor, always great having him here on the program. I mean, you don't usually pipe up when Jeff's here, but I think the point you're driving, it's what I was trying to get to him talking on his show this morning. Like, oh, I get it. You saw some of my own anger boil over yesterday. Like, it's infuriating at times.
It is. And,
but like, I think to Jeff's point, and I believe this point, like, when you see this sort of like poking of think of yourself in collective terms, think of yourself in racial terms, to me, that plays into the hand of the worst types that don't want to actually solve the problem. They just want people to really get pissed at each other. And then that creates new opportunities to control. Just like they did in like, 2010, when they first brought up all this identity politics and intersectional stuff. I think identity politics hardcore from the right, which a lot of people predicted would happen as a reaction to what the left did. Like, it leads you to kind of a similar place. That said, that means there is a real issue. So stop the crime issues. And generally speaking, I don't think it's going to be stuff people say or the venting on X or anything. I think it's just going to be folks, if they haven't already done it, going, I don't care anymore.
Well, that's a lot of people saying they don't care anymore, but I don't want them to give up. But at the same time, I mean, the war on being a white man has been going on for how long? And I'm kind of over it.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Very annoying, to the point of, wait a minute, everyone's casting stones my way. Take a look in the mirror, but they don't want to do that. So me personally, I don't care if you're white, black, whatever, I'll call out hypocrisy wherever I see it.
Yeah.
And it's not a political thing, and maybe it is for my own satisfaction. But if I get one person to go, you know what? Whew, I was a hypocrite. Because that's what happened to me. I mean, that's what happened to me. Somebody called me out. I had to think about it. I went, damn,
you're right.
Damn.
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
I get where you're coming from, dude.
But I'm just tired of the constant, and maybe it's just me, but I'm tired of the constant guilt trip over you're a white man. You've had everything done for you. Look at the scars I've got. All that don't matter. You had it made. No.
And what is the opposite of love isn't hatred? It's indifference.
Yeah.
And I think there are a lot of folks, again, we don't hate you. We actually wish you well. But at a certain point, it's like, we're tired of hearing about this.
Yeah.
And we're just going to shrug at it. You can call us names. You can say, you're a morally bad person for this, that, or the other. And it's like, people are just going to go, and I'm kind of broke too.
Yeah. Or
if I'm doing well, I understand how quick you can go broke.
Yeah. But you also remember the whole crabs in the bucket factor.
Yeah.
When I'm losing an argument to Joey, what else can I go with? Well, I'll play the race card.
Right. Well, and but the reason I stick by this, though, is a distinction I've made all the years I've been on radio. It's like getting down to fundamental stuff. I believe it is. I want to create and solve problems. I think there are different mentalities that just lead to it's the mentality of, I know I'll never win.
Oh,
so if you realize,
yeah.
I know I'll never, for whatever reason, I know I'll never win.
Yeah.
What do you end up doing?
You give it up.
Or you become destructive. You're like, I know I'm not going to win, so I'm just going to ruin this for
everybody. Yeah. If I can't have her, nobody can.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the mentality that anybody can slip into.
Yeah.
Especially when things aren't going well materially.
Oh, it's easy.
And even worse if things are all screwed up spiritually and in your psychology. It's just, I see it coming. You hear me say all the time, I want Trump to succeed because if things go into the toilet economically, and if war breaks out, all this stuff,
we're screwed.
Yeah, right. All this stuff, you talk about people who don't think they can win.
Right.
Yeah, it gets worse.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of practically solve the issues. Common sense is the word.
But that's something that bothers me too, is, again, the color be damned, common sense. But we will let color get in the way of that. We will let religion get in the way of that.
Sure.
And that's our own fault as humans, but that's something we need to focus on, because like Jeff said, it might not move the needle politically,
right?
But the right thing to do is the right thing to do. And I just have a problem with, why do we always, this is what we're trying to do, but we let lawmakers and folks take over, and suddenly it's complete opposite of what we were trying to do. But then we'll reelect them again.
Well, I think there's a tension in society that, especially folks say you're not uber rich or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's not like you're on the All In podcast talking to Elon, acting like I'm an everyday guy in a $5,000 suit. You look great, Shamat, but you're not an everyday guy.
Not at all.
That gum. I mean, I like watching the rich people, but they are a different breed. So I'm more thinking about the person who's middle class, maybe grew up very poor, who got into the upper middle class, got a little bit of independent wealth, worked their tail off for it. I think that type of person, somebody like that type of person realizes most of my success is the people I know that have helped me, my own initiative, and people who have helped me that volunteered to help me, that I did business with, or people that looked out. But most of the success and opportunity in my life, I made for myself, working with others voluntarily, and I built this. And most of the time, the government's just in the frickin' way.
They're the toll.
And so the mentality is I wish they didn't even exist. Just go away, do your basic job if you got to exist. And so because that type of person's no, just leave me alone. I'm doing all right. And the more you leave me alone, the more I'm going to do all right for the most part. Like some help on some basic infrastructure, like some help on crime, these sorts of things. But generally speaking, I'm doing all right. Leave me alone. That person is not going to likely be I'm running for city council.
No.
Or I'm running for state legislature.
I mean,
or I'm going to be a judge, or I'm going to be involved with all these local things.
That's something you and I talk about.
Right.
Why? I mean, God bless those folks, but I still don't know. And
obviously you get in trouble generalizing, but a lot of the folks that want to go into sort of that government service of the public, so-called public minded, though private business serves the public, do they not?
Yes,
are we not talking to the public at the moment?
Right.
But the folks that go into that public sector mindset, they have a different philosophy. And their mentality is much more, the government will fix it. And the government should fix it. And I think that leads to, this is why
dependence on the government to fix it when they never will. They can't even fill a pothole.
Well, and think about this, especially I'm disappointed that Doge didn't go far enough.
Oh, I'm furious it's gone now.
Well, no, it's still working. I feel that. But in terms of the big push they did at the beginning with all those all-in guys, again, you're looking good, Chamath, but you ain't an everyday guy.
I want everybody to be supporting that. And I have been ridiculed because I support the Doge.
Right, but I don't think they went far enough with Doge because I think it's something if you look at not just direct, like work for the government, but then you look at indirect, like all the people who get contracts and all these industries, it's over like 50% of the population.
Yes. It's
kind of like,
I know that because that's my world.
Yeah.
That's the world I'm in. My family's military contractors, and that's
no. My dad worked on many jobs as a construction scheduler,
but is that
did
not
litigation, and it had some government component.
Is that not purpose of the government to provide some type of employment?
Of course,
it's the mail system.
Yeah, but then it becomes like, are we actually solving the task, or are we just giving full employment to people because we know them and we kind of need this thing done? We don't have to do it fast.
Well, you're giving employment, yeah, but I think you're giving employment because, you know, if I give you employment, I get paid for that. As the government, I make money for every employee that I have.
Yeah, so I think there's a mismatch of the folks that kind of want to have that entrepreneurial mindset or that household mindset.
Let me tell you, that's hard. It took me a long time to finally say, you know what, I'll bet on myself. And I know a million people like me that just didn't have the confidence to do it yet. They've got the skill, they've got the resources, but
and then what also to add to this, and this is where I think a lot of resentment's coming from. And from meeting folks who listen to the show, from just living life and paying attention, it's always struck me as a little crazy. Like, if you want to talk about the rich, like white people that are all, by the way, Democrat donors in the richest counties in America.
Yes.
You want to talk about the true elite screwing people over? Cool. They probably are screwing you over.
Yeah.
And it's a very small population, and it usually doesn't center on race. It centers more on, are you part of the big club?
Yep.
And it's partly money, but remember, Trump wasn't really part of the club. So it's like there is this elite governing class.
Yeah.
I think you talk about
he was part of the club as long as he was paying his way.
Right. You can talk about all day, every day is probably most of the problems in your life are your fault.
Yes.
I live by that.
Decisions.
But if you're going to look at any system being rigged, you should look at the actual ruling elite. Instead, what people were being told is like that guy who is a tow truck operator, makes an all right living. He can put food on the table. He's got a life. He can save a little money. Life's all right. Or so many folks that are in a service truck, they're going for pest control or air conditioning, or maybe they got into real estate and they are working and then they're going about their day. Some days are better than others. Some stretches of years are better than others. And then you find like, man, I'm on good footing. And I think I treat my people in my community all right. And I don't just make money for me, but opportunities. And I participate. I look out for the kids, all this stuff. And then that person's told, you know what, Whitey, you're the reason these other folks are struggling. And you're like, I'm doing the best I can here. What the hell are you talking about? What do I have to do with any of this? And this is where either the anger or I think what's more and more happening is the indifference builds up. It's like people go, oh, crap, okay, because you just don't know me at all. If you're just going to let me in, fine.
I hate it, but that's me. I used to have that argument with people, but now I don't have time for it.
All right, and this is why, like, if we're going to pit anybody, if we're going to do class division here, I would say it's most everybody against the ruling elite. It's been that way since the dawn of time.
Yeah.
It's still that way despite democracy and equality and liberty and freedom and all the good things that we supposedly stand for. But it's always some tiny bit, not just on money terms, controlling the rest of the population and often pitting them against one another. The working class white guy and the working class black guy that are doing most everything right, though they're humans and they're all flawed, y'all are on the same side.
90% of them know that, Joey.
Right. And yet, somehow, we always end up in these corners like we're not on the same side. And it just drives me up a wall. Like, it doesn't have to be this way.
Me too. But I will say this, that I've got close enough friends that, like I said, we call out hypocrisy on either side. I've got many black friends and white friends when we sit around, we call out the hypocrisy. We're not afraid to, but this sounds so serious or sounds so silly, but we're usually in a safe place where we don't have to worry about somebody else judging our conversation.
Right. And that's what makes me wonder, because like who's doing this? Like, who actually, like, there are some losers out there who don't like their life, that they grip onto something and they go, if I can be resentful about this,
it makes them feel better.
Right. But like the folks that are really like stirring this stuff up, I don't mean the folks that are kind of on the receiving and the consumers of it, that consume all that bitterness and let it go. Who's sowing the bitterness is what I'm wondering.
I don't think you'll ever see a person's name or organization behind that, but I can tell you that there are organizations that will go pay some schmo just to go throw a wrench in it.
Sure. Anyway, we're not going to solve all the world's problems today, but
we ain't got enough drugs.
I wish we did. Hey, speaking of pest control, folks.
Yeah.
Pest Pro Services is sponsoring this part of the program. And
Heck yeah.
Pest Pro, they can help you across the board with any and all your pest control needs. They can do basic pest control protection. If you don't currently have that, what's wrong with you? You might be like, I can't afford it. They do a monthly subscription service. I'm pretty much certain you can afford the basic pest control.
Well, honestly, what a lot of people run into, especially first-time homeowners, if their realtor didn't remind them, they usually leave from an apartment or their parents' house. So that's something that's already set up.
Taken care of, yeah.
So they usually don't find out they have a problem until they got a problem.
And then you can add on top of that basic rate, termite inspection protection,
Yep.
mosquitoes removal, protecting your property from those nasty mosquitoes. You need to treat the yard for fleas, for ticks.
Fire ants.
Fire ants,
And
oh God.
September, this is when the weather starts to cool down. And I even think I saw an ad they had this morning talking about the sneaky animals of September that will start sneaking into your house looking for somewhere to be for the winter.
Especially spiders.
Spiders, mice, little snake. Get them around there. They can seal up your house like professionals they are.
Y'all check them out today. You can always learn more at ppsriverregion.com or just search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces or just call them direct, 265-9990. That's 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro, Pest Pro Services, and be sure to tell Ashley and that great team that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Big news! Phillips Dunn Animal Hospital has a new name. But don't worry, everything you love is still the same. Now they're Pike Road Animal Hospital, still at 5148 Troy Highway. Still the same great team you've trusted for years. Same friendly faces, same expert care. Just a new name, and still offering boarding, grooming, and doggy daycare. Pike Road Animal Hospital, formerly Phillips Dunn Animal Hospital. New name, same heart. Compassion you know, care that you trust.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Want that ride that is fun, affordable, and street legal? Check out ETG Outdoors in Montgomery. They have huge discounts on electric golf carts with many brand new units under 10 grand. New and used inventory, financing available, and they service what they sell. ETG Outdoors even provides lithium battery conversions and free delivery with purchase. Whether it's for the neighborhood, the farm, or just fun, ETG Outdoors, 7006 Vaughn Road, or online at etgoutdoors.com. Cruise smarter, drive electric. ETG Outdoors, your ride to freedom starts here.
Is foot pain holding you back? Visit the Good Feet store for a free personalized fitting and test walk.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've been enjoying a storm-free, dry forecast for the last several days. That'll continue, and the nights are still pleasantly cool. Tonight, mostly clear, overnight low temperature down to about 61, but the days are getting warmer. The humidity is still not too bad, but we're looking for temperatures 90 or above Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with plenty of sunshine each day and lows at night in the 60s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Live local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. So we're figuring out, like, the ads sound like crap, but
Yes.
like we don't.
I have no control.
Well, I mean,
over
other
that
than the
whatsoever.
normal ways we sound like crap.
Yes. Other than the live spots that Joey and I love doing, I don't really have control over the other ones. I don't have a play button.
Did you
or
see,
anything like that.
by the way, speaking of us sounding like crap, did you see the CNN published this study that showed high levels of THC affect eggs that women produce? So how the eggs in your basket?
Really?
Yeah. Like more mutations.
Okay. Well, that just makes me think. What about the sperms?
Apparently,
Are
I haven't
they
seen
pretty high,
anything.
too?
I haven't seen anything about sperm. I think the little swimmers are like, bring on the wacky backy. But by the way, I love. We're going to get to Duke in a second, but I love that all these reports, especially these folks are like really against THC, which I'm happy to see whatever study it has side effects about. But they're always mentioned like THC levels in cannabis are so much higher than they were 40 years ago. It's like, yeah, because it's been prohibited.
But here's
like
another
just
thing.
follow the basic logic of prohibition.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're shopping for THC, you can buy whatever percentage you would like.
Right, but some people don't understand.
If you're a moron, if you don't know 9% alcohol is greater than 4% alcohol, just like 83% THC would be greater.
I was
than,
more
say,
bringing
30%.
this up just to check on your eggs.
Eggs are good.
Not mutated at all?
Yeah, they probably are.
Probably ill-tempered, given all that resentment. Let's go to Duke. Hey, Duke, how you doing?
Duke, what's up with you, brother, man?
Now you got to bear with me a little bit today. Doctor gave me some more allergy medication. Man, it's crap, boy.
Every year
like,
this happens to you.
I know, man.
Me too. I got some fall allergies
new,
going on. Yeah.
They gave me some new tablet yesterday. Man, shoot, man, this stuff throw you off. And have you sleeping and cry, drug it the next day. I'd rather just do without. But man, it got me. My nut is quite as sharp as on my speaking. So don't think I'm a dummy today. Some of the listeners.
You never think you're a dummy, Duke. Never.
Some of the listeners are going, I don't have it all sometimes. But Joey, first of all, man, I want to apologize. Yesterday, I didn't word that right. Yesterday, when I mentioned about way people felt about, they was talking about the overall station 93.1. They wasn't singling you out per se. So I want to clarify that part because I think some of the callers may have got that impression because they seem like when me and you have a little shout match every once in a while, everybody want to call in and how long thinking I was in the wrong or something. But no, that's where I felt comfortable enough telling you that because I consider you guys as my friend, okay? You and Eddie. And
I feel the same way.
Guys.
I feel the same way. And by the way, real
like
quick, the yelling, that's fun.
That's what we do.
That's why we do that.
Oh, yeah. But, I respect all the shows, man. I called in on Scott's show, and I'm going to be a Minerva to call in on Greg's show when I can feel I can, argue with him about something.
Yeah, it just, I appreciate it, man. And I wasn't mad at you. I wasn't even mad. I wasn't even mad at anybody in particular. It's just, it gets so, especially with this news cycle, watching all this crap on X, it makes me shake my head at the world sometimes.
I'm quite sure some of the callers and said some things about me. Y'all can't
sure.
Whatever, but I don't care about all that right there. But feel like they're hooping and hollering. But anyway, let me move on, man. Your last guest kind of piqued my interest on something he said that I said when the lady that got shot on the highway, that happened to be white, okay? And and my heart still goes out to her and her family and that situation at the time. But people took offense when I was talking about the fact that people only got upset because she was white. And being a black guy, when I see that a black woman a few months before then got killed, some guy had got into her grandson, and shot in the house and killed his lady while she was sleeping in bed. Black people. It was in the news, but the white community didn't get upset about that, and it seems like it's a double standard on, like Eddie said, hypocrites. We got hypocrites out here when, long as that group of people getting killed and killing each other, long as you don't come in my neighborhood out here, Pike Road and Auburn and killing folks, everybody happy, don't say anything, as long as they're black on black.
All right, let me ask you this, Duke.
No,
let me ask you this. So just make sure I understand your argument here. Because a white person got shot, and I know she's still struggling, but she got shot. We know it was a black person that shot him, and white people got upset. And you're saying that because a black person shot another black person, it's wrong because white people didn't get upset about that? How many black people got upset about Amy getting shot?
A lot of them. The ones that I know, they got upset when the lady got shot in North Carolina. I got upset when the lady got shot in Auburn, and majority of black people that I know that's normal, that not out here in the streets, these thugs out here in the streets, the people try to group black people together all the time too. They try to use the thug blacks to say blacks in general. Because me and my wife, they got out of church one Sunday. We was going inside the grocery store, dressed up, look decent, like normal black folks. But these people went locking the doors and stuff because we were black. I walked up to the window that time. Hey, lady, you don't have to do that. I said, hell, if I want to do something to you, I'll not, do damage to you.
Okay.
Through the window.
All right. Well, let's hold it right there.
Don't single me out.
Hold it right there for a second, Duke.
Okay.
So let's say that happened to me. Let's say I was in your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I would have just kept going. I could give two craps if you've got some, and that's the thing. If you look for BS, you're going to find BS.
It was just so obvious,
but obvious stuff happens to me all the time. You know how many deals?
Yeah,
right.
I don't do it anymore. I did that when I was younger. I was in my 20s when we
let them be ignorant and move on. There's
right. But at the time I was more sensitive to it. But as I got older,
what good
ignored it on down the road.
What good come of it? Did you fix race relations that day, Duke? Did you fix race relations that day, Duke, or did it just keep getting worse? If you're constantly looking for it, you're going to find it.
I maybe try to save her, maybe, I don't know.
But
I don't run in everybody's face that I had a lot of incidents that happened in my life.
I feel like I was fed a lie growing up in the 90s. I thought we had solved race relations when Denzel Washington hosted and ran that football team.
Y'all not even saying his name right. It's not Denzel.
No.
Even he came out with an article the other day said y'all keep saying my name wrong.
Well, he's allowed it for years, so we're going to keep calling him Denzel.
Yeah, calling him Denzel. Yeah.
But no, it was weird. As I was growing up in the 90s, there was always, like, even when it was done in a ham-handed way, it was always this presentation of kumbaya, and we're kind of, even if in the middle of the story in the movie there's a misunderstanding, and then so and so's like, you know what, we're the same. And it's like you hear that lesson over and over again, and it seems like 20, 30 years later, that ain't the same message as being pushed.
But Eddie, back to your point, I heard you making earlier that as a white person, you get tired of people grouping you or saying all your white guys, but that's not the way I think. Okay, I judge people individually.
So ironically enough, hold on, let me stop you right there. Ironically enough, as a black person, you don't think white people get that much crap, and as a white person, I don't think black people get that much crap. Is that what you're saying? So we're seeing things from different sides of the fence.
Well, if you jump in with me, everybody's full of crap. How about that? We all get.
Say that again, Eddie. I didn't get that.
Well, what? If I understand you right, I think you're saying as a black person, you see more items that affect black people done by white people.
No. That's not what I was saying.
Okay.
I was saying when people make comments about the blacks doing all this or that. Okay.
So the generalization
bothers they sort of group me, as I call myself, for that I wasn't raised in the mentality to go out and do all this stuff with the hood people. That's a different set of black people. Okay?
Yeah, but that goes the same thing with white people. I'm no neo-Nazi,
right,
no shaved head, no
thing.
diehard Republican where I got to rip black people off or nothing like that. I'm just a dude.
Well, and I'm tired of white people that get excited for like America's Got Talent. Like,
I
don't want to hang out with
the
y'all.
stars. Exactly.
Right.
I mean,
that's what I'm trying to say. As a white person, and I know you are white people. Period. When black talk about all white, I may say it sometimes. It may seem like I'm generalizing all white folks, but I speak of the ones that I know that are like that.
But then you have to
Okay.
call them out by name, just like I can't say all black people are bad.
Maybe I shouldn't do it on the airways like that, but
No, it's a generalization. But my biggest point is, again, like you were saying, hypocrites. It doesn't matter what color they are. Whenever you see wrong, you got to call it out.
Right.
And we're ignoring that. And I think we're just going the wrong way as a society. I mean,
and my big overall message is don't let the powerful people that actually run this country use this stuff.
That's what they'll do
to divide
That's
more than
exactly
they already
what-
have. I'm tired of it.
This is something.
But I'll listen to some of these callers on this show.
Sure,
They
man.
single out these two incidents that both of these are white women, the one that got killed in Auburn and the one that got killed in North Carolina. I heard Papa B say this morning that he mad because the woman he killed because she was white. He don't know that.
No,
But
actually,
he-
there you do. He says it on
But-
tape.
but-
I got that white girl.
Yeah. But not only that, dude.
Yeah.
Okay,
But-
as ludicrous as that statement was, there was also the same comments that came out right after the girl got killed that said, "Hey, she must have been typing something racist." That was like the first comment.
That's people talking. That's people
Right,
talking.
right.
That's
Right.
why I think white or black, it doesn't matter.
Right. Before the world to hear that this guy may have said that, you shouldn't get mad, Papa B.
Well, Duke, I got to run, man. I got to hit this break, but I appreciate the call as always, and call us again. Keep calling us.
Love you, Duke.
Yes, sir.
Love you, man.
See you, brother.
Let's go to a break.
Okay.
And hopefully we'll have Josh Bottoms with Sons
Oh, that's
Kia
right.
on the other side of this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For years, I've been asking you to call me at Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. When you call Alabama Home Mortgage, from the moment we pick up the phone, you will hear the difference. We are passionate about what we do. To us, you're not just another applicant. When you call on us, you are trusting that we have your best interest at heart, and we do. We treat our customers like family, and that's why our customers turn into family, coming back to us time and time again. We know you have many options when it comes to mortgage financing, and we appreciate the opportunity to earn your business. We are excited to hear from you. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Our passion is just one difference that sets us apart from the rest. It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586 368, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Matt Woodham with Woodham Southside Firestone. As a businessman, you need to watch your advertising dollar. We've been using Blue Water Broadcasting for many years. Blue Water Broadcasting is the biggest bang for your buck. Blue Water Broadcasting and Woodham Southside Firestone, great combination.
Radio reaches over 90% of everyone in the river region. Shouldn't your ads be out there where your customers are? Call us to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The River Region's News Talk station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. And folks, let's go to the phone and talk to brand new sponsor of the show with Sons Kia. We have Josh Bottoms. He's the general manager there. Josh, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great, man. The sun is shining. We're selling a few cars, and life is really, really good.
That's always good.
Now, I got word that you've got this thing called a construction sale going on.
Yeah, I don't know if you've come down the boulevard lately, man, but the building is just demolished. But guess what? We're still there. Selling cars, service department's wide open. We're selling cars, we're fixing cars, we're doing all of the same things we've always done for many, many years. So even though the building's not there, it's important that we're still there.
So what are some of the deals you have on the Kia brand?
So we've got this month I've got Sorrentos up to $4,000 off MSRP. I've got Souls, $1,000 off of MSRP. They starting at like $21,665. You can lease one for $259 a month, with very minimum money down. You've also got some Celtoses. I've got some 25s getting ready for the 26s to roll in. So we're getting a lot of rid of the 25 inventory, up to $5,000 off on select Celtoses. So there's just a lot of great things going on the sales side.
So folks just need to stop by the boulevard there, or any other ways they can get in touch with you?
They can also shop us online at www.sonskiamontgomery.com.
And
that's another great way to find us.
That's Sons, S-O-N-S, SonsKiaMontgomery.com.
S-O-N-S, SonsKiaMontgomery.com.
Well, I appreciate it, Josh, and I guess we'll be talking to you next week.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Josh.
Again, folks, that's Josh Bottom, general manager there with Sons Kia, and great spot. And actually, we discovered yesterday, I met him yesterday, that he was the manager over there when I bought my Kia K5.
Is that right?
Yeah. And not there. I'm like, it's a good car still.
It's
a great
you're
product.
enjoying
Go
your
check,
car, no doubt.
Go check out the Kia product, folks.
They come with great warranties too, and they're made over in Georgia. Well, actually, parts of them are made right here in Montgomery.
272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. Since he was summoned by name, we only got like 4 minutes here. But let's go to Papa B. Hey, Papa B.
Oh, dude, Papa B loves you, buddy. Live long and prosper. I have nothing but goodwill towards you, son. But every time I call in, I can just about guarantee that old Duke is going to call in and give me down the road about something. I just want you to know, Duke, and everybody else, I didn't say all black people were responsible for what happened in North Carolina. Didn't even refer to that at all. I said that man killed that woman because she was white. That's what I said. I said that man has, I believe, been taught from his mama's knee that the white man, the white person, is responsible for all kind of ills he has suffered in life. I know that has got to be part of it. All kinds of stuff that goes on in this country. If you hate towards somebody like that, a whole group of people, then that just means that no matter what happens in life, you can lie, you can cheat, you can steal, and now, of course, you can kill because somebody else of another color. All that racism stuff that most people holler and scream about, it really is just as bad on one side as the other, and really even worse. Okay? So I don't want to hear all this stuff about, well, Papa B, he's just saying that all black people do this and all black. No, I didn't say that. I said that man killed that woman because she was white, and that has got to go. All that teaching, all that doctrine that might say that if you kill somebody if you kill a white person, if you steal against a white person or do any kind of wrong, that you're justified in doing so because you're black. That has got to go. That's the only way we're going to live. That's the only way we're going to ever get along. And I want us to all love each other and try to get along. Right?
Oh, yeah.
That's the goal.
Well, and then you could add to that the more negative side that we're all in some way or form or fashion full of crap. And we all misstate things, and we all generalize and get angry and emotional. And like I was writing about this week, I voted for Trump and JD Vance, but they lie. All politicians lie, especially the ones you support. So, like, it's just we got to remember, like, we're all a little full of it and need a little humility as we talk about, especially the big stuff.
Well, yeah, I guess so, but we can't ignore things like this either.
Oh, I agree. That's why we're talking about it.
Walk away from it. We cannot cowardly look away and try to say, "Oh, we're all full of fallacy." No, this is beyond that. We can't do anything. The only thing to be done with this is squash it.
Oh, and the fact that this guy has let out 14 different times, and then the audio tape that Benny Johnson put out, this guy, his claim, if you want to know the rationale, was it was the government put material in my body. So whoever's controlling that material, that wasn't me that did it. It's whoever's controlling the material.
The devil made me do it.
It was in the free cheese.
Flip Wilson.
That's exactly right.
The devil made me do it.
And it wasn't the first time he said something like that.
The devil made you do it, pal.
Yeah, right. And so it's like, man, he shouldn't have been back out and on that car.
Well,
in
that's
the first
again.
place.
All right, how did he get out? There was a judge, a person that let him out.
Mm-hmm.
How do we not hold these people, or how do we begin to hold them accountable?
Well, the judge, but also the person that did it.
Oh, a 1,000%.
That has got to be done quickly. Anyway, all right, guys.
Appreciate it,
Thanks a lot.
Papa B.
See you, Papa B.
Got to hit the stop there. Break. Be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. The Justice Department charging a man with the fatal stabbing of a Ukrainian refugee on a North Carolina commuter train. This charge means that he could face the death penalty. Decarlos Brown Jr. has a lengthy arrest record with 14 prior criminal cases. He allegedly killed 23-year-old Iryna Zarutska last month on a train in Charlotte. South Korean media reports a charter plane has left for the U.S. to bring back Korean workers detained in an immigration raid in Georgia. A total of 475 workers, more than 300 of them South Koreans, were rounded up in the September 4th raid. It happened at a battery factory under construction at Hyundai's sprawling auto plant west of Savannah, Georgia. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 248 points, the NASDAQ ahead 25. This is SRN News.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-0141. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-0141. That's 800-583-0141. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. Alabama Wholesale Lumber, the best quality building materials in the River region for decades. From common builds to special orders and local delivery. Call Alabama Wholesale Lumber.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've been enjoying a storm-free, dry forecast for the last several days. That'll continue, and the nights are still pleasantly cool. Tonight, mostly clear, overnight low temperature down to about 61, but the days are getting warmer. The humidity is still not too bad, but we're looking for temperatures 90 or above Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, with plenty of sunshine each day and lows at night in the 60s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has a long history of stability and a legacy of serving our community's needs for generations since we began in 1906. At CB&S Bank, we're here for you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. A well-known Montgomery night spot has lost its food permit due to a recent health score. 1048 Jazz and Blues on East Fairview Avenue recently received a health score of 58, causing an emergency order of the health officer to be issued. According to court documents, the nightclub also filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection on September 3rd. A Prattville man has been arrested in Hoover for attempting to have sex with a child. 21-year-old Jalen Laquan Coley allegedly traveled to Hoover for the sole purpose of engaging in sex acts with a 12-year-old girl. Coley is charged with rape, sodomy, enticing a child for immoral purposes, and traveling to meet a child for an unlawful sex act. The Montgomery Kiwanis Club announced plans for the 71st Annual Alabama National Fair on Tuesday. The fair is the biggest yearly fundraiser for the club, which donates hundreds of thousands of dollars annually to various local projects. The 2025 Alabama National Fair opens Friday, October 3rd at the Garrett Coliseum Fairgrounds. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Looking for insurance, or maybe you're just not satisfied with your current carrier? How does quality coverage with local service and competitive rates sound to you? The folks at Stark Agency offer just that. Whether you need insurance for your business, car, home, or life, Stark Agency can help. As an independent insurance agency with over 20 of the top insurance carriers, Stark is sure to find the perfect match for you and your loved ones. Visit their site at starkagency.com or give them a call at 334-263-5535 for a quote today.
The Tears family has been your local Roto-Rooter service since 1964. Drain cleaning, plumbing repair, and those troublesome septic tanks, no problem. Technology has changed a bit in the last 54 years. Video inspections of lines to locate problems is available, as well as scheduling your appointment online. River Region residents have trusted Roto-Rooter for over half a century. You can too. Call today at 272-7130 or visit online at rotorooteralabama.com.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark.
What's up, buddy?
Well, just another day, Eddie. There really is so much to get to beyond this awful story, which, by the way, I finally did see the full video. It's like, it's right in front of you. You're going to stop. I didn't. From seeing the whole clip, it's kind of crazy how fast it happened. It's harrowing, her reaction, because you see the face of a girl and knows
that's it.
I'm about to die.
Yep.
This is how it ends.
Yep.
For all the conversation yesterday about bystanders, it does happen so fast. You can see like one guy's kind of a few rows behind him, just got his headphones on. He's kind of looking at his phone, and like he looks up after the guy. She's sort of hunched over, and the guy's walking away, and he's like, "What the heck just happened?" Yeah, I think it just flew by so quickly that one guy immediately gets up and is like, "What the hell just happened?" Because it's so boom, boom, boom. She kind of looks up, barely makes a sound, and then hunches over as he walks away. Insane. And he literally sounds, from the clip that's making around, insane.
Oh, he does. He does.
And he shouldn't have been out on the streets. He shouldn't have been free to roam and go wherever he wanted.
Somebody, a human being, let him out.
Yep. Several times. Several times.
And that's the thing I have an issue with that we've done so often now is we've taken the victim and almost made them, I hate saying it, but we've kind of ruined their lives trying to protect their attacker so many times.
Right.
The Marine, the Marine in New York, granted, he was, for the most part, found out okay, but he shouldn't have had to go through that. He should have got the hero's ticker tape parade is what he should have gotten.
All right. Instead, he got
He got trashed.
He's got his life ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And granted, in the end, he's okay, but dude, look at all that he had to go through. And he shouldn't have had to go through that. There had to be times in his life at that moment, he thought, well, it wasn't worth it. And there was probably times in that moment he thought he was going to end it all. It just wasn't worth the pressure.
Right. No, and I've said going all the way back from, I remember being just a lowly producer, listening to people yell and scream at each other about the George Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin case.
Oh, yeah.
Or the Kyle Rittenhouse stuff, or Ferguson, Michael Brown and Ferguson. You go through all the lists of these things, and there are some too that happened. It was Walter somebody, I'm forgetting, in one of the Carolinas who was running away, and the cop just shot him in the back. Then there's a young kid who had the airsoft gun.
Yeah, cop killed him within 5 seconds of getting out of the car.
So
Yeah.
there, and you can find these, and honestly, folks, you could also look up. There's a guy named Tony Timpa who was essentially killed by police in a similar way, suffocated, couldn't breathe, and so you can find many cases where the police go wrong, go too far. They're human beings too. The point I'm getting towards is, it seems really dumb to define in a nation of 350 million people, race relations in terms of these violent fight or flight events that are caught on camera. They're rare.
Mm-hmm.
Most folks don't want to ever experience that sort of violence. And yet it is what catches everybody's attention. Yeah, but it seems like a really crappy way. It seems like a sensationalized, media-driven spectacle that it is like an actual description of how life is in America in between the different races.
But I will say, as a guy that believes in privacy, I'm not a big fan of the cameras. I'm glad the cameras are up now, because how many, just like that situation and so many other ones where people said, no, that's not what I did. Oh, well, this camera shows you did just that. And chances are they would have gotten away with it. And I think about the athlete that was stabbed in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
And they got that GoFundMe account.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, no, this guy on the train in Charlotte, a GoFundMe was started. GoFundMe took it down. Yeah.
But with the one in Texas, just to show how ridiculous it was, they raised, I forget how much money, almost $1 million. They went and bought a house, then they still used a public defender.
Right.
So what kind of trash is that? And you got to call it where you see it.
And there's something about a good theological principle, in this case, a good Christian principle, that is more complex than how you apply it politically.
Yeah.
So the basic principle should be the protection of the innocent.
Yes.
And it's why we have,
from that.
and it's a beautiful thing about the United States, though it can be abused, and it has been, of the presumption of innocence. That's a very good thing.
It is.
When you took away that presumption of innocence, the government can do pretty much whatever they want. So that's a good idea, based in a good idea of protecting the innocent. But you can take that so far, that presumption of innocence in law, to where you're not practically protecting the innocent because you're so worried about the perpetrator. And that's just got to stop. And so you're not getting rid of the principle, but you're recalibrating. You're saying, yes, the goal is still to protect the innocent. But there's got to be not just an emphasis on when that perpetrator, who's alleged of doing an awful thing, in some cases caught in broad daylight in front of God and everybody doing that awful thing. It shouldn't be just, that principle shouldn't just come into play there. You need to think about these folks who are just suffering this. It has to be a re-emphasis of that. We should be able to do it across the board. I have folks commenting online, the judicial system, this guy being let out 14 times. Yes, for instance, that is a huge problem in this case. And it's not the only one out there.
Do we have to put a hard number that says you cannot be let go X amount of times in a row within an X amount of period of time? I mean, if that's what it takes.
Right. It's
because it's our own people failing us.
Something that needs to be revisited very swiftly. Let's see who this is on line one. You're on there. Who's this?
This is Thunder.
Hey, Thunder.
Never mind how it happened. The first thing that I want to comment on is regarding the silence in the convoluted audio that y'all were experiencing a little while ago, and y'all had problems with the last day or so. People need to stop and understand that thanks to our rights in this country, if we did not have that, that is what we would hear on the radio.
Well
if
said.
we did not protect all of what we have, that is what we will have, that nightmare scenario of nothingness. And that can lead right into the legal system that we have discussing with this young, technically two young women who have been recently murdered. There was silence when they were murdered. Until people started standing up and complaining and saying, wait a minute, what happened here? There was silence. And that is strictly what the anti-American Democratic Party and those who hate this country want us to have, is silence. Thank God that we have Duke because we can hear the other side. He brings a very valid statement to it, but he needs to understand that we bring a very valid statement as well. And until we get an end to the coddling of criminals, I mean, hell, I don't have a problem. This guy obviously did it. They've got the video of it. They've got the video of the one in Auburn that did it. Those young men need to be tree ornaments tomorrow. There is no doubt that they did it. And to say, well, you don't know what kind of problem he was going through. There is no excuse whatsoever in anyone taking out a weapon and murdering another person just because they were there. There's no excuse in it. Either side, and it must stop. Hell, I believe that Brian Kohlberger needs to be a rope ornament tomorrow. And that boy is white as he can be. I don't care. If you have committed heinous murder and you are guilty of it, and there is more than enough evidence of it, you do not need to be breathing more than 48 hours. People need to stop it, and it doesn't matter what side it's on. And mamas, here is a message to every mama out there. You need to know who your baby's daddy is. And your baby's daddy needs to be part of his family. Duke is 100% right on that. The black people have the black family has been destroyed because of warfare and these so-called benefits. You need to get back with the family and you need to get back with God. Because these people who are murdering other people do not need to breathe, period. And until we have a family unit that understands right from wrong and wrong from right, and there are severe consequences for wrong, we will continue to have this problem.
Well, I appreciate the call, Sunday.
Standing up and taking care of the problem themselves. You want it to go through the legal system. But if the legal system keeps deliberately failing us and stabbing the innocent people in the heart, which is what they have done, until the legal system stops doing that, it is very difficult to have any respect for the legal system, and especially these judges that turn criminals loose and these attorneys that protect those criminals and allow them to go loose again. The attorneys and the judges need to be held accountable for what they have done. Guys, y'all keep up the good work. I pray every day for everybody in this country. I pray that there will be peace in this world. But until we start treating each other with civility and knowing what's right and what's wrong and dealing with the wrong, we're going to have problems. I will do everything I can to pray and see that God hears all of us. Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Sandra.
you.
Thanks, Sandra. 272-9228. I guess this part of the program. Normally we talk to him on the phone, but couldn't get in touch with him. Invista Advisors and Austin Baranco. He is a busy man there, Mr. Baranco. And of course, Austin and the entire team there at Invista Advisors can help you out across the board. So you might be thinking investments. You might be thinking, I need to get my end of life concerns put together. You might be thinking, I'm going to buy a house.
Yeah.
Or I'm trying to manage this small business, or I'm trying to manage this nonprofit, or I'm just getting started with a family. I need life insurance. I need a plan for my kids' education. Like,
one of the things I like is, like you were talking about business, say you're somewhat of a certain age and you're thinking about, you've had a small business, very successful for so many years, but you want somebody to help you develop an exit plan. They can certainly do that. Where you can step out of your business, you can sell your business, and that way, what you've built, you don't just close the door one day. You can actually.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So if you're looking for financial planning across the board, any concern you might have when it comes to financial planning, you got to go with Invista Advisors. Just check them out today. You can learn more at InvistaAdvisors.com or just call them direct at 387-0094. And when you call them up at 387-0094, be sure to say, hey, Joey and Eddie, those guys that talk to Austin Brank all the time, they sent me. I want to see what y'all can do for me.
You bet.
Let's see.
Hold on. Jay just sent me something. Jay Scott on
Yeah.
231. If you're going 231 north to Wetumpka, about halfway there before you get to the bridge, looks like there's a building on fire. So be careful there.
Yeah, I'm seeing them too that Jay sent.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I actually hiccuped there, pause for a second doing that spot
Yeah,
because I'm seeing the
view
smoke
there, man. Yeah.
What is that?
That's used to be a
Warrior?
carpet store, and I forget what it is.
What I'm
now.
seeing is Warrior
Tractor-
something equipment.
Yeah, the John Deere dealership up there.
It's like
Warrior
right behind
Tractor.
their area.
Yep.
Where
There's a
that
little
sign
industrial
is.
complex back there. So
Dadgum, man, that's something big.
Yep.
Antique store is what
Ah.
just got the word.
Okay.
Oh man, that's
Yep.
awful. Anyway, let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
Oh, well, thank goodness now, y'all. I've got the scoop for you, and this is Blair.
Hey, Blair.
I'm over at Cathco. They have got 4 or 5 big trucks from Wetumpka. I don't know about ambulances. It is Vivian O'Neill's, which has clothes and jewelry.
Yeah.
It has consignment places. It's not really an antique store.
Okay.
It used to be Rug Depot.
Yes, that's
but
what it
it's
used
a
to be.
big, with the
beautiful
railings
building.
across the front, like a big farmhouse. It's
Mhm.
beautiful, and it looks like it's in the back. And some
Okay.
ladies that came into the store from Montgomery said it was Vivian O'Neill's. I thought it was John Deere from looking at the smoke. Here comes somebody else. Here comes another fire truck. This is about the 6th one, y'all.
They ought to get it
Anyway,
out.
now you're in the know.
Thank you.
should have called me. I could have told you.
Thank you, Blair. I
Thank you,
appreciate
Blair.
it. On the spot reporting.
Bye.
Thank you, Blair.
Man.
Yeah.
No, if they've got 6 trucks over there, and all just from that plume of smoke, that's something big time.
On a clear day like today, too, you can see it miles away.
Ugh. Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
It's Simpler Day.
Hey, Simpler Days.
Well, you need to put Blair on payroll, man.
She's on the street.
Would if I could.
That's right. Hey, Joey, you were bringing up past cases of law enforcement indiscretion, bad acts, whatever you want to call them. But you know, when an activist judge takes it upon himself to let someone out on low bail, no bail, whatever, release on their own recognizance, and they know they have a past criminal history. You know, there's an old saying that says, it ain't what you don't know that hurts you, it's what you knows for sure that really puts a hurting on you. And there is no accountability. There is no riots in the street. The people don't come down to the courthouse and demand the judge's head like they do for law enforcement officers. I wonder why that is, Joey.
Well, I got an idea because you might be in front of that there judge one day. And who wants to piss off a judge? Let's be honest.
It's true.
Well, so because they have judicial immunity, the prosecutor has judicial immunity, and everybody in the system has judicial immunity, but who doesn't have judicial immunity?
Me.
The law enforcement officer.
Yeah.
He's got very low threshold qualified immunity.
Yeah.
And I just also think of the situations where it's like it's not clear, it's on the line. You do need to have a very thorough actual trial, not a show trial. Like those are the worst violent incidents that happen within seconds that are on the line and not exactly cut and dry. Those are the worst things to rally around if you're going to create a narrative around race of all things. Like it's crazy to me. It should play out in a court of law. It shouldn't be a show trial. It shouldn't be an activist moment. It should be about the straight facts.
Right.
And unfortunately, everything has this political pressure thrown at it.
It's showmanship.
Even when it's played out in the court and the officers exonerated, they still want blood. Look at the Michael Brown case. You know, the famous ones, hands up.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep. Ferguson.
he had his hands up when he got shot. Well, you know, grand jury heard testimony of 40 eyewitnesses, and they refused to indict him, you know, based on the evidence. And then the Department of Justice, they weren't satisfied, so they had to get the Department of Justice involved.
Yep.
And they did a canvass of 300 witnesses in the neighborhood to make sure. And they returned, Eric Holder said, There's nothing there. We can't do anything with it.
Right.
But what happened to Officer Wilson? Nobody cared, Joey.
Right. Thrown out with the trash, man.
Did America embrace him with open arms?
Nope.
Did Black Lives Matter condemn all, the racist vile threats against him? No, they didn't. And the racial tension was allowed to keep going because it made money, and they were race baiters. Nobody offered to pay his legal bills.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody offered to help him. His name was smeared. His friends, so-called friends and friends of the family, deserted him. And then his wife got pregnant, and people threatened to harm her and the unborn baby.
Wow.
She couldn't even check into the hospital with a group of people out there. But see, nobody cared about Wilson after he was exonerated. And the Ferguson Police Department told him, well, you're really a hot potato. We can't hire you back. And see, that's this collateral damage. That's the secondary victim, and nobody comes to their aid.
Well, and you wonder why Montgomery and so many other cities are having recruiting problems with police. Stuff like that adds up.
Have a good day, gentlemen.
Appreciate it.
See you in a couple of days.
Yeah, and I think it creates more injustice to where what is a failure of our practical systems of governance in many ways, and a failure of moral will, and people making wrong decisions. You add these two, then you add all the politics to it. Like, what are the different angles? It doesn't make that better. Doesn't make your practical systems of governance better. Doesn't necessarily make people more moral. It makes folks let off steam and twist and turn this stuff. And it's just, it's the way of the world because we're all full of crap and falling in a way. But we can do better than that. And a lot of this, whether I go back to what I wrote about when the Montgomery Riverfront brawl happened, and I especially felt it because there's my frickin' face on Fox News.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this governing our society by media spectacle, whether it's foreign policy or crime or I know it's not going away.
It's not
but it just seems like such a bad way of governing ourselves and orienting ourselves as a people.
Agreed. But as the little man, I hate saying it, but public shaming sometimes is what it takes. I mean, as the little man, that's what it takes just to get their attention.
Sure. No, I get the world we're in.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it's not one of like the townsfolk getting together and looking out for each other and shaming that one person. And no.
And get pitchforks.
This is like thousands of accounts that probably aren't even real people threatening to do the most ungodly things to you. And they're spelling it all wrong in their message.
That's how you know it's a bot.
It's just, there's so much that's bizarre about all this. And I think that bizarreness in the reaction takes away from the real issue. We have to solve this right now. So we'll see as it continues to play out.
We need a Department of Internet Truthness.
Could I do something that's a little bit of a palate cleanser? Not a lot. Did you see that Trump went out to eat last night?
Yeah. Bragging about how clean everything was there in D.C. Crime-free.
Yeah, crime-free in D.C.
The restaurants are getting full again. People are spending money.
Well, the White House themselves actually put out this little montage of why Trump probably went to dinner.
Okay.
And it starts with Trump sitting in the Oval Office, the ornate Oval Office. And he's being asked a question by a reporter, especially if you're watching the video here, Eddie, watch Trump.
Will you visit a restaurant in D.C.? You haven't gone to...
I might, sure.
You haven't gone to one in either of your terms that wasn't...
How do you know? How do you know?
Because I and many other...
Do you want me to prove you wrong? Do you want me to prove you wrong?
Sorry, but I love that guy.
That little post.
Hold on.
You got to see that again.
I love that guy.
Do you want me to prove you wrong? Do you want me to prove you wrong? Thank you. Thank you. The restaurants now are booming.
I watched it 5 times last night. It's so. You want me to prove you wrong?
But here's the thing. So Trump, let's be honest, has all his whole life he's had FU money, and he knows how to.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He knows how to go. Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay.
This ain't my first rodeo.
This is some cold-blooded stuff.
Yep.
But then as he gets in there, did you see that some protesters somehow got in there? Yeah. So he walks in, he's like, oh, hello, everybody. Such a safe city. And don't drink too much tonight. And he's having a good time. And as he enters, a lot of the restaurants cheering for him and stuff.
Yeah. Well, they
And
should. He's the president.
Then this, and I think J.D. Vance is at his side. Pete Hegseth is at his side. And then this transpires. I guess somebody didn't check on who was actually in the building.
Enjoy your dinner.
And by the way, as they're yelling "Free DC, Free Palestine," Trump is the Hitler of our time. Trump just like walks directly to them and kind of does the head nod, like.
Yeah.
And then somebody they're filming, the protesters have a camera filming, and he like looks at it and like points.
King Troll.
And you can kind of see like, wait, he doesn't care.
What is that group's 90% of that group's population?
Young white women?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's the problem.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Jeez. I couldn't even understand what they were saying.
By the way, I went over this with Pamela the other day.
Yes.
They did a poll like concerns of young men who voted for Trump, young women who voted for Kamala.
Okay.
And like list your top concerns. Like, do I want to make a lot of money? Do I
Right.
want to be financially independent? Do I want a good job? Go on vacations? Like, do I want kids? Do I want to get married and stuff?
Okay.
The top of the list for young men that voted for Trump, get married, have kids. The bottom of the list for young women that voted for Kamala,
Oh, Lord.
get married and have kids.
What?
Bottom of the list. Top was career.
But we have some commonology right there, Joey. We got somewhere to start.
No, but I'm saying they don't want to get married or have kids. The
It's
dudes
on
do.
their list, ain't it?
Yeah, but very
It's on
low.
both their lists.
No, it's the very bottom of their list.
It's on the list.
I'm just saying.
There's some
The
commonality.
top of the list for the dudes who are MAGA was like, I need to get married and have kids. And the very bottom, in like 5% of women was like, yeah, marriage and kids.
It's on the list. You
Well,
got to find, to bring folks together, you got to
Plus,
find the common.
how young are these women in that cohort they sampled? Like in their early 20s?
I'm
They
going to
don't
go
know.
7 or
They don't
18 to 23.
They don't know. Wait till you get to your mid 30s, ladies.
Oof.
And I'm not even making a joke. I'm
No.
not trying to be hardy. I've
No.
talked to women my age who, this is why IVF is a real thing out there these days. Like, it's kind of rough when you see these young, talented, smart, professional women making more money
Mm-hmm.
than you would ever suspect. And they're like, oh man, I waited to 35 or 36 to have kids, start a family. And like, that's the decision you make, and you've got to make decisions out of that. But it's not always a happy place to be.
I've been on the front end of that, had the kid when I was younger. It was very difficult.
Sure.
However, as someone that's older, I had the energy and the spirit and everything to do it then. I would love to say that I could do it now, but I've been spending time with someone's 6th grade daughter. It wears me out just a couple hours a night. We're just fishing and doing stuff. Kids today are, When I was younger, maybe it was because I could relate to them more, but now,
Fishing and stuff, huh?
Yeah, she's a heck of a fisherman.
I just want to grab that clip of Trump going, you want to prove, like the second time he says it, he's like cracking up. You want me to prove you right?
'Cause
In that moment, he knows I'm
He
about,
knows.
I'm going to go out to a restaurant
Right.
tonight.
I love that, man.
That cracked me up. And then another thing that cracked me up is Elon Musk was on with those billionaire
How's Elon
all-in
doing?
podcast guys. And he was there remotely with them, but they asked him, like, I think this was the first question. Like, how do you feel about your time in government?
Palo Alto and not Washington, D.C.
I'm at Tesla Global Engineering Headquarters in Palo Alto.
Yeah. So no more Washington, D.C. You're back at work. You're focused. Yeah?
Yeah, I haven't been to DC since May.
Okay.
that was a hell of a side quest.
That was a good side. Any lessons from your time in Washington, D.C.?
The government is basically unfixable.
Hard to argue with that. Hard to argue with that.
Elon, only.
I applaud David's noble efforts in this. It's good to have talented people in the administration, but at the end of the day, if you look at our national debt, which is insanely high, the interest payments exceed the Defense Department. War Department budget, and they keep rising. So if AI and robots don't solve our national debt, we're toast.
Yeah. So that's Elon after jumping head first into this whole thing going, I don't think it's fixable.
Yeah, but you ever started a project, you get about halfway through and you went, boy, I'm in over my head.
Oh, no, I think that's, he found out and a lot of people predicted it would
But I'm
happen.
glad
It's sad.
he did.
I kind of more, I like that Elon energy. I like the speed of Musk, but he then started apologizing. Yeah, I kind of leaned into the whole Grok Imagine, the anime thing a little too much. Sorry, guys.
Imagine if you had that kind of money and you could, whatever you do, the world pays attention to.
Hey, let's go to line one. Been very patient here. You're on there. Who's us?
Hey, fellas.
Hey, yeah, what's up, brother?
Y'all got it. Yeah, Joey, you gonna make that a drop?
Which one?
You improve your own.
That would be a good drop.
You want me to prove you wrong? You want me to prove you wrong?
We could use that. We could bring some people in and ask them questions that we know how they're going to answer, and then we play that clip.
And the way the montage is cut is so funny because right after he says the second time, cuts to him at a restaurant.
And I mean, his eyes, he kind of cuts his eyes like, you really want me to prove you wrong? Go ahead, make my day.
This is the way he changed it up from the first time he said it to the second time.
Yes.
It's funny. And on Elon, is there a Grok 5.0? I've been seeing that. Is it this fake?
They're training Grok 5 right now.
That sounds so strange. They're training Grok.
Well, and they talk about in that All-In interview. Right now, the current AI chips they have in the Teslas are about to get a software upgrade to where it's like it will feel truly sentient, is what Elon said this year. But they're working on a X5, like a more advanced AI chip that will go not only in their cars but also in the humanoid robots and Optimus. And he's saying there it's leaps and bounds better. So yeah, the improvements continue on the large language model side, on the like AI chips that run, say, spatial awareness for the robots and the Teslas. Yeah,
bring on the robots.
Pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, it ain't fault. I mean, I already done brought them on.
I want one in my house. I want to be able to hang out here knowing that a robot's painting my house, when I'm cutting the grass, when I'm taking care of some stuff.
Well, and Elon said rough guesstimate, if they get up to like 1 million units a year, the cost to the consumer would be like 25,000. So like a mid-level car.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Not only that, okay, let's say I want to open a business instead of hiring Joey, who calls in sick all the time. I just give me some Robux.
And that could go even lower to the consumer if you're having more demand. And they get production.
I can't imagine,
way up.
Unless your robots come out killing people from the get-go, I can't imagine their sales.
And apparently XAI, what Elon and them are doing is leaps and bounds ahead of the competition in terms of the hand they've created. Things like 14 different actuators in it to run. Just think of your own hand. They said most of what actually controls your fingers and stuff is in the forearm. Didn't you know about that?
Don't know nothing about that.
Like, why aren't you looking at me? Why do you just feel? Why do you feel shameful?
Why are they focusing just on the hand? Isn't there better things for them to focus on? Just on the hand movements. I would think the head movement would be important.
Well, don't you want your robot to hand jive?
I want to be able to dance with my robot.
I'm glad to make you laugh, Randall.
That was a good one. But I guess you can't work in 24/7 because they gotta be charged up at some point.
Swap that battery out, man. My drone's got 3 batteries. We keep that baby going.
I heard that. I wonder if you
No, it's just the way you said it. So just swap that battery out, man.
Right, keep that baby going.
Like, what is wrong?
Well, do you want to stay on this palate cleanser and not go back, or does it matter?
I kind of have to hit a break here.
Yeah, got a break coming up.
10-4, fellas.
Appreciate you, Randall.
Love you, Randall.
Right.
See you, brother.
Love you. Yeah. Anyway. This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health, and they're at Montgomery Men's Health. They're ready to help you fellows out. If you just don't feel yourself anymore and you just run down, tired, physically and mentally exhausted, you're never in the mood, it very well could be low testosterone, low T.
More than likely.
As they call it. And, a lot of guys, especially as they get in their 40s, 50s, 60s, I'm just getting older. No, don't assume that.
Right.
Especially you really are having trouble getting through the day. And even if you're a young man, 20s and 30s, and you feel like crap generally, you need to go get your testosterone checked.
Definitely.
And the providers there at Montgomery Men's Health can do this for very reasonable cost. Consultation, including blood work, is just $99.
Mm-hmm.
And they have results before you leave, and they have particular treatments, if low T is your problem, that can make you feel better the very same day. Gentlemen, you only got one life. Procrastination, I know you don't like going to the doctor, I'll get to it. I do it myself at times, but it's only going to make it worse if you procrastinate. Call up Montgomery Men's Health today at 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or you can always go to montgomerymenshealth.com to book your appointment today.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Wet feet, melting popsicles, puppy prints. Summer is hard on floors, but Pergo Vinyl by Mohawk is kid-proof, pet-proof, and life-proof. And right now during the Pergo event at Prattville Carpet, you can get luxury vinyl, worry-free floors, plus up to $1,000 in rebates on qualifying Pergo products. So gorgeous new floors up to $1,000 back. And did I mention 12 months no interest? Get the details and shop Mohawk's Pergo event now at PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
There's nothing quite as exciting as another college football season kicking off. Eating Pizza Perfect pizza while watching the games makes it that much more enjoyable. In September, get $4 off any large pizza. You already know about the great pizza buffet at Pizza Perfect. Besides all the pizza you can eat, it includes spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink for only $13 at lunch and for dinner on Tuesday and Friday and all day Saturday. Pizza Perfect on Coliseum Boulevard in East Brook.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
This is David Ernest from the Health and Wealth Show. We like to cut up and have fun, maybe poke a little fun at some politicians, but we don't take ourselves too seriously. One thing we do take seriously is your personal finances and your plans for retirement. You can tell by listening, we're a little different. Yeah, we like to have a good time on the radio, but we're dead serious about your financial future and helping you achieve your goals. At Ernest Financial, we're committed to giving you the attention you need. We don't treat you like a number. You're way more important to us. At Ernest Financial, it's about helping you today and preparing you for tomorrow. People call us who are on the verge of retirement, and they know they need a plan for the future. No matter where you are in life, Ernest Financial will help guide your every step towards retirement. Give us a call and let us show you what our individual customer attention can do for your future.
Concerned about your retirement? Call David Ernest toll-free at 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillips Schimbaum.
My name is Aaron Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillips Schimbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911. Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've been enjoying a storm-free, dry forecast for the last several days. That'll continue, and the nights are still pleasantly cool. Tonight, mostly clear, overnight low temperature down to about 61, but the days are getting warmer. The humidity is still not too bad, but we're looking for temperatures 90 or above Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with plenty of sunshine each day and lows at night in the 60s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray to Publix.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. That guy making that sound.
This is a good jam.
I haven't been playing with myself a lot lately.
I don't know if I'd make that statement.
I mean, like one-man band stuff.
Exactly.
You know, see, I shouldn't just release a bunch of one-man band stuff and just call the album Playing With Myself?
I wouldn't. You would probably get some media attention, but not the kind you would possibly want.
A modern-day Diogenes in Montgomery, Alabama, said if he could rub his tummy and get rid of his hunger, he would. More at 11. Society is really going to crap.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's go to Dave. Hey, Dave.
What's up, Dave?
Hey, how's it going? I
Pretty
was
good.
just calling in. I had a couple comments about what y'all have been talking about. First off, I kind of play devil's advocate with the guy who murdered the Ukrainian lady.
Yeah.
I heard them read off the list of the stuff he'd been charged with, and none of that made me think, oh, this guy's a murderer. I mean, they were crimes, but none of them strike me as violent crimes.
Violent crime, yeah.
And so I don't know if it's fair, to say, well, the judge should have known. Now, maybe we should argue that after 12 instances with the law, maybe he should be held just for principle's sake because he's obviously not learning his lesson. But I don't know that we could have predicted him being violent from that. And then my other one, I keep hearing people talk about the lawyers need to be punished for getting the criminals off. But that's their job. That's how our system is set up, is you have a person who advocates for the accused and a person who advocates for the accuser. And then the judge and the jury are to deliberate who's got the true story. So I don't know that, going after a lawyer for doing his job is really the right thing to do, even though, yes, I agree it's horrible when evil people get off, but maybe we should concentrate on getting our lawyers on the other side better. Maybe hiring the people from they're always beating us, hiring them to then represent us rather than getting the cheapest people we can.
No, I think you make two very good points. Yes, everybody's entitled to a defense in court. You see the effect of it with Ryan Ruth. When you don't have and you represent yourself and you're a psycho, it doesn't go very well. And I think everybody does have a right to a defense in court. And I think on the predicting who could do really awful things, the amount of times, as you said, suggests there's something wrong. There is some screw loose here. You're not going to be able to see everything coming. It's just such a shocking thing. I get the righteous emotional response from a lot of people on this. And there's so many different ways you could go about improving situations, like subways, rail lines like this. Why don't you have dedicated security on these things?
We don't have security at our schools.
That too.
So don't.
Now, why is it everywhere where the public or government's in charge, you don't have dedicated security except when, it's particular
Well, it's just
federal
the
building?
water company in Montgomery. And cops sitting down there.
But if they had security, that wouldn't have stopped them because I mean, there is no sign that anything was going on until he kills her.
Right, but when you say there's no security, so that would have stopped him. If just the fact, and it doesn't happen every time, but the fact that there could be repercussions for somebody's action, if there was a guard on every train or if there was any kind of security at all, I would think that would act as some type of deterrent, just like it does in general.
Yeah, maybe that would work. And then my other comment I wanted to make was on the deal with Trump.
Mm-hmm.
I read online all the time where people say he's Hitler, he's a fascist, he's a terrible dictator. But it's like, if he was all those horrible things, he would not put up with people protesting.
True.
He would be out and about doing the stuff he's doing. Like you said with the media guy that was saying, well, you haven't been out to a restaurant. And then he's like, well, I'll prove you wrong. I mean, to me, that's funny that he's like, okay, let's go
to a restaurant. Yeah.
It's you want me to prove you wrong?
I'll do it tonight.
Yeah. And then when they have, like you said, I didn't see the video. You said that when they started protesting, you actually went up to talk to him, or
he walks right towards them, and you don't see his face from the camera shot, but he walks right towards them, stands right across the table from them as they're yelling, kind of nods his head at them to one side, points at the camera, the one girl filming it, and he's probably doing that classic smirk of his.
Yep.
He seemed very unbothered by it.
Right. That's the way to be.
And again, if he was Hitler, they would have been face down on the ground with M16s pointed at their head.
Well, and also Trump is like a tenth as powerful as like past president, like FDR. He's nowhere near the power of FDR.
Oh,
yet.
I wouldn't think so.
Come on.
No. Yeah.
Right.
No, too many people hate him.
Well,
so it's like I still, it's just funny when they're making all these accusations, and yet you see him do things that are just contrary to what what he's supposed to be. And so, and then the robot deal. I'm kind of excited about them coming out with robots that are completely autonomous, because then I could hire someone to take care of, take care of my house and do stuff, and I wouldn't have to worry about it.
Right.
It's like, that'd be worth the price of a mid-sized car.
I think so.
especially if it works really well, you can talk to it too. Like these large language models, they'll be put like Grok will be in Optimus, so you can like talk to it and say, "Hey, kid, you take out the trash. I know you're on a regular schedule, but take out the trash right now. They've changed it on the set. It'll go do it." Like, it's kind of nuts.
I'm in charge of the schedule on the robot. Nobody else is.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Sure. You can believe that if you like. Well, I
I
appreciate
just wish
it.
they would make a different color than the ones that from iRobot.
Yeah,
we're going to have to change that up.
I agree with you there.
Yep.
I'm waiting for the hearts to start glowing red anytime.
Well, you might be changing your tune when Elon comes out with like some waifu anime girl robot. Be like, let's go back to the iRobot Silver. Let's go back to Asimov. Like,
Feel better.
Anyway.
All right, thanks a lot. Have a good day.
Thank you, Dave. Yeah, he makes a joke about that. It's like, well, sorry guys, a little nuts promoting that. Anyway, this part of the program, in fact, the entire hour brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage, and they're at Alabama Home Mortgage. Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you whether you're looking to buy a home, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, especially right now, folks. If you've been on the bubble, interest rates are about to come down.
About to come down. They've been telling us to expect it mid-September towards the end of September.
And it might be even faster now with all these jobs revisions going back a year plus. So
there's a lot of things going on where Trump's trying to get people to honestly buy more houses.
Right. So why is this important to you? You need to go ahead and get pre-approved. If you've been on the bubble, you've been thinking about it, don't break your own heart going on Zillow or whatever. You fall in love with a house, you go drive by it, and you're not even pre-approved. And somebody snatches it up before you.
Yep.
Or you realize, you don't have any idea of what you can actually afford.
Oh, I have a lot of that.
All right.
A lot of people don't. They just don't realize it.
So just start the process. Go ahead and get pre-approved. And of course, if you're looking for a great refinance deal, to get credit card debt off your back, second mortgage, maybe want to reinvest in the property or your family, they can help you with any and all of those goals plus more. So check them out today. Call them direct at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can always apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Folks, we got a breaking story. We'll keep going with ads in a second, but Charlie Kirk, who I know a lot of Alabamians listen to, one of the best known commentators in the MAGA space with Turning Point USA, he's been shot at Utah Valley University. This is just breaking. Yeah, he was doing one of his usual sit downs, like challenge me to debate, and apparently somebody shot him then. Awful stuff. Y'all pray for Charlie Kirk, man. From just that one photo I'm seeing. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jane Ray, account executive with Blue Water Broadcasting. Why should you advertise with us? Radio is an active medium. It can create immediacy, driving shoppers to a specific store, brand, or to take a specific action. Radio ads engage with the audience in a personal and unique way. Contact me, Jane Ray, by going to bluewaterbroadcasting.com to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
Attention business owners! Did you know that about 90% of employees and customers are unhappy when they walk into a dirty building? Let Janny King, the king of clean, keep your business pristine. Janny King's local franchise owners can handle your cleaning needs with reliable, hands-on cleaning solutions that deliver more than just a clean space. Janny King comes with regional support, which ensures consistency and quality, allowing you to focus on all the other needs of your business. Go to JannyKingCleans.com.
Janny King, the king of clean.
Is foot pain holding you back? Visit the Good Feet store for a free personalized fitting and test walk.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. Go right to the bones and talk to Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are y'all?
Pretty good, man.
Oh, life's all right.
That's good.
What's the...
Get your little visitor in there today.
I was waiting for that.
I mean, you know, homeless people are everywhere.
Yeah, are you on the rotation at the interstate
I'm
exit?
trying to cure homelessness. I figured you guys knew that by now.
Right,
Yeah,
sure.
we'll work for food.
So what's the score there today at Cohen's?
It's 21-0. Had a couple customers that came in and needed some help with getting their television mounted. They really wanted a larger television, and I had a built-in bookcase. And you know, after we talked with them, we realized that they could get a larger TV, and we sent Michael Jacks out there, and he did the install, built a little false wall in the cabinet.
Nice.
So that they could actually have a TV that's bigger than the opening, because the opening was somewhere around 36 inches. And anyway, they ended up with a 65, which is about 57 inches. So they got the overhang each side about 10 inches, and the customer's happy, and everybody was happy. So it was a good sale.
That's going above and beyond there, Michael.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's so many things like TVs, especially. Everything was built for the square TVs, and now we have rectangles.
Yeah.
And you know, you spend all this money to get your cabinets form fitted to whatever size you had, whether it was a 35 or a 40 inch or what have you. And then, you know, your stuff goes out and you got to replace it. And the first time you replace it and you fit it, but the second time, you know, you're looking for some better options.
Right.
And, you know, luckily for everybody, we could help them.
Well, folks, you got to get by there, experience the service difference there at Cohen's, as well as all the great products across the board, from electronics to the appliance side of the house. You can always shop from home at thinkcohens.com. But I really encourage you to stop by the Boulevard here in Montgomery, 2515 Eastern Boulevard, open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And be sure to stop by and find Michael. Be like, hey, I heard you on the show that day. That one day Eddie was there. The day after Eddie talked to you, Michael, he then left for the last hour.
Yeah. I stuck around just for you, Michael. I need you to know this. I need you to know this.
I'm feeling awful warm and fuzzy.
You should.
Right now.
You should. I'll be honest.
Well, appreciate it as always, Michael.
All right.
See you,
Thank
buddy.
y'all. Y'all have a good day.
You too, man.
It's starting to remind me of that robot segment we did earlier. I had to take it off my screen. There is footage of Kirk being shot.
Yeah.
Again, Charlie Kirk has been shot at an event where he does the challenge people to debate. A huge crowd was at Utah Valley University. From the video I saw in the still, looks like he was shot in the left side of his throat, right about here, right above the collarbone. You can see him immediately go and grab it, and there is a big old wound right about here. Y'all pray for that man.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is going to be emergency. Like, he has minutes. Don't want to see that guy die. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. President Trump's emergency order over Washington, D.C. set to expire at midnight because Congress did not extend the order. However, the National Guard and some other federal agencies will continue their deployment. It's not clear when they may end. The White House, and since President Trump lawfully removed Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook, despite a court ruling that she can remain in her position while she fights efforts to fire her. The ruling will almost certainly be appealed. A retired Auburn University professor killed at a city park, 59-year-old Julie Gard-Chinelli was killed Saturday morning in Kiesel Park. Gard-Chinelli was a professor at the Auburn University College of Veterinary Medicine. A 28-year-old man has been charged with capital murder. The Dow dropping 222 points. The NASDAQ is down 7. This is SRN News.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, everything you need and nothing you
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you got a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've been enjoying a storm-free, dry forecast for the last several days. That'll continue, and the nights are still pleasantly cool. Tonight, mostly clear, overnight low temperature down to about 61, but the days are getting warmer. The humidity is still not too bad, but we're looking for temperatures 90 or above Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with plenty of sunshine each day and lows at night in the 60s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Ready to borrow smarter this season? Apply online in minutes at yourasecu.com. Call 334-270-9011 or visit your local branch today.
ASD Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASD.
Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
1819 News.
Former Alabama state trooper has been charged with solicitation of prostitution and computer tampering. Paul Ritchie turned himself in Tuesday at the Limestone County Jail. Aaliyah says the charges stem from an ongoing investigation by its State Bureau of Investigation. Ritchie resigned from the agency on Monday. I'll be back with more Alabama news after this.
Ryan Dawson here, CEO of 1819 News. I'm also the host of 1819 News, the podcast, and we'd love for you to join us by listening to our weekly show on all the top podcast apps, both in audio and video format. At 1819 News, the podcast, we are in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama. Every week, we're having important conversations with guests from across this great state, all with the goal of equipping Alabamians to be in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama with us. New episodes are released weekly. I hope you'll join us.
A Tuscaloosa physician's assistant is facing a list of charges, including forgery and voyeurism. William Blake Hubbard is accused of forging prescriptions for painkillers in his wife's name and secretly recording an adult family member undressing with a hidden camera. Investigators say Hubbard forged prescriptions using his supervising doctor's signature without their knowledge. He was arrested and later released on bond. The Blount County Sheriff's Office says one of its employees has been arrested on child pornography charges. Christopher Thompson was taken into custody by the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency's Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force and faces 11 counts. Sheriff Mark Moon says Thompson is being terminated, calling the allegations deeply disturbing and pledging full cooperation with investigators. Aaliyah says the investigation is ongoing. I'm Garrison Hardy.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. So far this year, over 2,600 homes have sold and closed in the River region. 55% of these homes sold in 60 days or less, and sellers are receiving close to 98% of listed price. Over the last year, average prices in the River region have increased over 10% from last year. We do have more inventory now to show buyers before they purchase. There are homes in all price ranges available for buyers interested in moving. As a seller, it's a great time to sell through a realtor and gain access to many buyers, not just one or two. If you are a buyer, having more homes to pick from give you better choices before you buy. Our market is now more balanced between a buyer and seller market than we've seen since 2019. Get the facts, see the inventory, get a great local lender to help you, and an agent that's going to look after your interests. For all the facts, call Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group, 221-2883 or 551-0225.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to the show. Oh, I'm getting tired of this. Again, the breaking news, folks, is Charlie Kirk has been shot at an event in Utah. It's one of the usual events he does. Big tent, invites folks up to the microphone to debate him. Prayer after prayer after prayer request being sent by all sorts of folks online right now. Since we first brought this up before the top of the hour break, the change in my mood is having seen a video where he is shot right in the left side of his neck, about where it meets the collarbone, and starts gushing blood. Pray for Charlie Kirk, because he's going to need a miracle to be alive. He's a young father. Oh, I'm getting tired of seeing this. What is this world? Wake up and you got almost every comfort you could ever know. Even our poorest live better than kings. As you're scrolling through all the nonsense that's out there in this world, the good, the bad, and the ugly of it, I'm getting tired of scrolling through and seeing a young person stabbed to death all of a sudden in the throat. I don't want to see people being shot almost in the head. Prayer, prayer, prayer is what we need right now, folks. Kirk's condition is unknown, but from seeing that footage, he needs prayer more than ever. Apparently, Jason Chaffetz was a congressman. Fox News commentator was there at the event, giving an eyewitness account. Apparently, the shooter is in custody from the early reports. Donald Trump now saying we must all pray for Charlie Kirk, who has been shot. A great guy from top to bottom. God bless him. The guy who shot him looks to be a over middle-aged, bald white guy being detained. Video showing him saying, I have the right to remain silent. Say what you will about Charlie Kirk, but he inspired a lot of young people to move in his direction. Not his direction, but to move in a direction of faith, family. To stand up against the excesses and decadence in our society. Inspired a lot of young folks to get involved. He's a young man with a young family, encouraging others to start families. Stand up for the scriptures, for the gospel. And that inspiration to millions, because of today's technology, we now get to see him assassinated. Pray, pray, pray he survives this. Wish I hadn't seen that today, but it's what the world has brought us, folks. And honestly, we are light on details for the moment. I'll just say it doesn't look good. Apparently, there's a massive crowd. People are having trouble hearing because it was so big. There was a question asked and the shot ran out. The question, in a cruel irony, was about transgender mass shootings. And again, I'm getting this. Jason Chaffetz giving an interview. He was there, witnessed this in person, giving an interview on Fox right now. The university says they do have a suspect in custody. Man. Pray, pray, pray. Pray for him, his family, his kids. Something is deeply wrong. Heck, you even got, of all people, not exactly a religious man, Elon Musk last night saying this. And it's not just Elon saying this. And it's something like this that makes me, this awful barbarism. Here, let me play it.
Nature abhors a vacuum. And if you take away religion, then I think you actually you get something in its place which is actually worse than what was there before. I mean, it's like destructive, basically. You get like the woke mind virus filling the hole that religion used to have, taking the place of religion. You get these dystopian de facto religions that are very very self-destructive. So I think perhaps some sort of revival of religion, or at least what we need is some coherent philosophy that people can get excited about. Nature abhors a vacuum.
Yes, it does. And as we turn away from first things, and put lesser things above those first things, it's going to manifest in a lot of awful ways. And same for a while, the emphasis on politics in whatever direction. The fact that everybody has been trained to feel under siege, to fill that God-sized hole in their heart with this or that or other political ideology or radical perspective, leads to stuff like this. Yeah, I'm showing images of the massive crowd there at the campus. As soon as the shot rings out, it starts as a beautiful day there in Utah, and then you see this huge crowd of young folks there at the college scramble. There is one close-up video that is, it's not something I wish I had seen. Pray for a miracle. I know I'm repeating myself, but honestly, there is not much to say. We are waiting, hoping for that miracle. Hoping this young man who has inspired millions can stand back up on his 2 feet again. (272-9228) is the number if you want to react to this. I can understand if you don't. 334-272-9228, because what is there to say other than to continue to pray? Pray for Charlie and his young family. Also, as reported earlier, huge fire breaking out here locally near Highway 231. Old building, and it is a massive fire with many trucks over there in the scene. So far, and this could all be bad news in the sense of bad information, it looks like they do have somebody in custody in the Charlie Kirk assassination attempt. Looks to be more of a middle-aged, past middle-aged, bald, older man. White guy. Who knows? That's just what's being thrown out there. And pray for peace. Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Hello.
Hey, who's this? You're on there.
I'm having a problem with my voice, but I don't know what people expect when you got people like the governor of Minnesota encouraging stuff like this. Talking about he'd be happy if Trump was assassinated.
Yeah, a lot of loose talk needs to shut up real fast.
Yeah, I think there ought to be some way you can arrest people for putting that kind of stuff out when it causes people to get killed or shot.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm so upset. That's
Me
about
too,
all
man.
I got to say.
Me too. Appreciate you calling. Show must go on. I'm just watching my phone, watching the news feeds here. Hoping for good news, not the worst news. But I'm seeing like many accounts I follow saying if you don't have a sickening feeling in your stomach, I don't know what to say. To put it mildly. We do not need violence or the cycle of violence. But these days, when you say the media, aren't we the media now? This is horrifying. Pray for Charlie. Pray for this country. Looking at a photo of him with his young wife, his 2 kids. Man. Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
My name's Cameron.
Hey, Cameron.
Tough day.
Yeah, it is.
But I'm very grateful that you're calling for prayer. I'm not taking it to a political point as the previous caller, and I'm glad he called that out. I would like to comment that a lot of what Charlie did had to do with faith.
It is.
So beyond politics, as he mentioned, go back and look at some of his, a lot of his material. He quoted verses, scripture. He used logic that led to decency. He was a national asset. Sorry, I didn't mean to say he was. He is a national asset. So, anyways, thanks for your show.
Thank you, Cameron. Again, Trump putting out, we must all pray for Charlie Kirk, who's been shot, a great guy from top to bottom, in all caps, God bless him. There's the Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance, put out a message about 30 minutes ago. Say a prayer for Charlie Kirk, a genuinely good guy and a young father. Karoline Leavitt from the White House saying, please pray. Honestly, as I scroll through X, speaking here, just stream of consciousness top of mind, I'm seeing accounts that have been in back and forth, knockout, dragouts, the usual nonsense you see in particular on X. And you're seeing account after account say, pray for this young man. And I just wonder what's next out of this. Pray for Charlie. Pray for peace. Pray for the idea that pray for the good news that sometimes is the only good news when everything is bad news. This world doesn't make sense without it. Doesn't make sense without that good news, without that gospel. Because every day I look at the news, it is dog eat dog, devil take the hindmost. And the only thing that can save us from that is not ourselves. And I can't claim to prove it. I've gone years and years and years trying and having trouble to believe it. But the more I see this world, it's the only thing that makes sense of this world. And just remember, though it might look like evil will win the day, good always wins out in the end. Maybe not here on this earth, but eventually good wins out in a kingdom to come. Can y'all pray for Charlie Kirk? He's been shot. Shot through the throat while he was doing an event in Utah at a college in Utah. We'll be right back. Hopefully get an update soon.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi there, I'm Madeline Cannon with Alabama Home Mortgage. Getting pre-approved is the first step towards home ownership. People are often scared or nervous about taking that first step, but I'll tell you, it's nothing to be scared of. At Alabama Home Mortgage, we will take the first step and every step along the way with you. Call us at 567-4223. We will gather the information needed to tell you exactly what you qualify for. After a call to Alabama Home Mortgage, you will know what price point to shop for, what down payment is required, if any, and what your monthly mortgage payment will look like. We take all the guessing out of it. Then, when you find the house you want to make your home, you are ready to make an offer. Along with your offer, you will submit your Alabama Home Mortgage pre-approval letter. This shows sellers that you've already taken the steps necessary to ensure that you qualify to purchase their home. Wait no longer. It's time to take that first step together. Call me at 567-4223 or start the process online at myalabamahomemortgage.com.
That's Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you have real estate problems? Whether you're facing foreclosure, inherited a property, or have costly repairs, we understand. At Rapid Fire Home Buyers, we're here to help. Any condition, any situation, we'll give you an honest cash offer for your home so you can move forward. Because when real estate problems cause you uncertainty, you deserve a solution you can trust. Any condition, any situation, we're here to help. Give Rapid Fire Home Buyers a call today at 334-675-1000. That's 334-675-1000.
It's Johnny from Sinclair's from Bond Road. We've been in business almost 30 years.
Sinclair's East, Vaughn at Taylor.
I think if you hadn't tried us, you should give us a try. We've got a great menu, offered anything from chicken fingers, wings, salads, fajitas. At lunchtime, we do great country lunch with different vegetables and different meats every day.
Sinclair's, where you get great sandwiches and our daily meat and 3 special at lunch, to great pasta, chicken, steaks, and seafood for dinner.
Our most popular items are, we got a soup called she crab soup, which is extremely popular. We've got a bunch of pasta dishes, which people love. Mediterranean chicken is my favorite.
Sinclair's.
We do live music, light stuff on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then on Fridays and Saturdays, maybe 3-piece bands or 4-piece bands.
Come see why Sinclair's has seen lesser restaurants come and go over the years. Johnny Sullivan Sinclair's at the corner of Vaughn and Taylor. Find them on Facebook at Sinclair's East. Google search Sinclair's Restaurant. Sinclair's.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. Before I forget, this part of the program brought to you by River Region Contracting. Show must go on, and they're River Region Contracting. They help us put on this show. Great local small business. Todd Clark and the team there, they can help you out with that roof of yours. Whether you need a whole new roof, maybe it's time, asphalt shingle roof or metal roof, or if you're looking to just get an inspection done, give you peace of mind. And you should get that inspection of your roof done on a regular basis. Why not do it annually? You're like, well, I'm not made of money, Joey. Well, that might be true. You might be lying about that too. But no matter your money, here's the great news with River Region Contracting. Their inspections are always free. Always free. And if they do find an issue, they'll write up an estimate for free. And they're insurance specialists, so they can walk you through that claims process if you're worried about dealing with an insurance company and make it a swift and easy experience. And the great news is when you get those inspections done often, when you do find problems, you're going to find them early. And they're not going to break the bank. They really do great work there at River Region Contracting. That's why many call them the premier roofing contractor here in the River Region. Call them today, 356-8635. That's 356-8635. And be sure to tell them that Joey, that fellow on the radio, sent you. Somebody online saying, not going to speculate, but will say that you should probably avoid the close-up video. It's highly upsetting. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I wouldn't share it. I wish I hadn't seen it. Ain't that the way of the world? But you dedicate your life to something, you find success. You've inspired so many young people with not taking the normal track. Seen him debate in good faith all around this world. Whatever you think of him, an active mind, a beautiful mind. Often would help debate be what debate should be. Like rough, tumble, but in good faith. With a levity to it. And to think that young man who's built that organization, who's built that beautiful young family, that just all ends in a seeing another commentator say this country is becoming a terrifying place. In many respects, it is. Suspect in custody. Man. I don't know what to say. There's already people reacting to media. MSNBC saying that the administration is going to use this to send a message. Two 272-9228. I apologize for the silence. Your radio's not broken. Just when you learn to talk a mile a minute and to fill time, sometimes it just seems disrespectful. But the pretense is dropping. I'm seeing descriptions like disgusting and disturbing. 1819 News put out the message to pray for Charlie and his family. Saw Senator Britt doing the same, Senator Tuberville. quote from MSNBC, you can't stop with these awful thoughts you have and then saying these awful words and then not expect awful actions to take place. From seeing that video, I wish I hadn't seen. If Charlie survives, it is going to be a miracle. We're going to need a miracle. Go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, this is Tim, Joey.
Hey, Kim.
I just want to tell you, thank you so much for the courteousness you're showing, the awareness, rather than making political statements. You know, these people just need to say, hey, let's pray for Charlie Kirk. And no matter what his political views are, we just need to realize this does not need to happen. And these lame brains that come and spout all this political stuff is just really ridiculous. Thank you so much for not doing that. I just want to tell you I appreciate what you do on the radio, and especially in a given situation like this. And trust me, there's many that are praying for Charlie right now. And, let me say one more thing, if you don't mind, Joey. Sure. I'm a believer, and man, I love the Lord. And I was telling somebody the other day, for whatever people believe about the end times, and I do believe there is going to be an end time and a lot to it based on my view of the Bible. But, Billy Graham died, and then James Dodson, he died. And there was another great man of God, John MacArthur. There's some great men of God that seem to be dying close. And here's Charlie Kirk, who one of the greatest men of God, greatest individuals and American citizens I know. So who knows? Maybe we're getting closer. I know it might sound radical to a lot of people, but it doesn't to me. So, hey, thanks again, Joe. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've been saying for years, it's not the particular statements. It's not necessarily the particular people, though some folks are as guilty as any sin. The more we order our society based on political power and this spectacle that we weave every day with the news cycle, and we forget first things and forget our neighbors, we're going down a dangerous road, to put it mildly. Let's go to line 1 again. You're on there.
Business from showing up on Google.
Yeah, and then we get the automated Google call. Thanks, Google. Heck, the guy they have in custody, probably in his 60s, if not older, 60s or 70s. The video shows him saying, I have the right to remain silent. Wow. And as I'm sitting here scrolling, folks, because, it's not like everything scrolls in front of you chronologically. Seeing a photo that Charlie Kirk posted 15 hours ago on his X account, saying with the caption, America will never be the same. And it's a still photo of the girl on the Charlotte train right after she was stabbed, looking up in fear, realizing this is how it ends. That's the photo Charlie posted, Charlie Kirk, 15 hours ago. America's not going to be the same after what just happened to Charlie. I don't think I'm going to be the same after seeing that. Count on X. Carol Ross says, I've known Charlie since he was a teenager. Please, Lord, grant a miracle for him and his family. It's a really bad video. Gonna need that miracle. Again, 272-9228 if you want to react to this. That's 334-272-9228. There's a lot happening today. From pharmaceutical companies being restricted on how they can advertise. There's some BS headline on how the wage gap between men and women is getting worse again. But then, of course, you look under the hood. It's like it's not for the same job in the same number of hours and stuff. We start with that dumb crap again. AI affecting young Americans being able to get jobs. Trump's 30-day takeover of D.C. expires, but the National Guard is going to be extended for another 2 more months with local authorities cooperating. Kamala Harris released her memoir called Recklessness and really rips into Biden and the Biden team for how they handled the 2024 election. You've got members of Congress doing committee hearings with a whistleblower showing some unidentified craft splitting a Hellfire missile in two right up in the sky. And I had a funny story about a moose trying to have sex with a fake moose. Mounted a fake moose statue, a real moose did. But right now, all my mind can really stick to is we need a miracle for Charlie Kirk. Go to line 1 again. You're on there. Who's this?
Hi, this is Ed. Yes, yeah, it's kind of hard to, I'm a guy who likes humor and try to always be cheerful and happy, but there's no, I can't find that right now. I can't find that right now with myself. I was just wondering if you heard a little clip on the news. They were interviewing people there at the scene. And what do you think, reporters like, what do you think should be done? One of the first people that they asked that to is, well, we need gun control.
Yeah.
We need gun control, really? And so I was just wondering if the guy took a knife and cut the guy's throat, would Charlie Kirk be any worse off? I mean,
no.
What are we going to do? Are we going to outlaw knives like in Britain? They outlaw knives and bricks in some European countries. You have a rock a certain size, that's outlawed. So it's the lack of understanding. It just behooves me that people would automatically go to that we need gun control.
Or some folks are trained to immediately jump on the political, but I appreciate it, man. Appreciate the call.
Huh?
And it looks like the university put out details that Kirk was shot from about 200 yards away. Again, it was a massive crowd. Beautiful day. There'd been clips shared earlier. It's one of these classic events Charlie Kirk would put on and have people come up and debate him, and like thousands of people, at least from my eye. And it came from about 200 yards away. Hits him in the throat, left side of the throat, right above the clavicle. He slumps over as it starts immediately gushing blood, hitting a major artery. Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
Oh, this Chicken Man.
Hey, man.
Yeah, like I said, it's saddening news to hear, that happened to Charlie because, people just got to realize, tone their tempers down. And I don't care if Charlie, I love to hear Charlie because he's a speaker of the facts, about the issues.
Yeah.
But these people have got to understand that it does not matter if Charlie is a good or a bad person. Trying to kill somebody is not it's not the way to solve that issue.
No. And what I worry is violence sings its own song. Violence begets violence. And it's just, for a young man inspired millions of young people to see that inspiration shot down that way. I don't know what effect. I know the effect of it's had on me. It makes me just want to go home, to be honest.
Right. And I just can't, I can't comprehend and understand why the people in this world are so violent. It's just hard to, I guess, their mind, being in their mind, I'm not going to go, I don't want to go that way. And like I said, the tempers, and I know, hey, Joey, I know you too, you just, people like you or me, we do the best we can in this world. And Charlie, like you said, Charlie's that one of those ones that he's trying to improve, the way we live and or try to educate, and I just wish I could snap my fingers and make all the crime go away. But, I just don't think we're asking the right questions.
Well, I appreciate it, Chicken Man.
Y'all good day.
Before I forget, we do have sponsors still, and if you are looking for good eating, very good eating, get by Smokehouse Pit Barbecue. I love that Chris and Celeste, the co-owners there, Chris had been a pit master for years, and they're like, hey, we could run this spot. And they went to the original owners that first started Smokehouse all those decades ago and had to get permission to get the original barbecue recipes back. They got that permission. The original recipes are, in fact, back there at Smokehouse Pit Barbecue. And if you just want to check out the menu online at smokehousepitbbq.com, man, you're going to get hungry all of a sudden, whether it's their breakfast and Tuesday through Sunday. Open in-house for breakfast Tuesdays through Sunday, starting at 6:30. And, of course, you can get the cheese grits. I'm requiring you to get the cheese grits. They're just that fantastic. But, of course, great barbecue fixings for lunch, for dinner, live entertainment on the weekends. Can't go wrong with Smokehouse Pit Barbecue. In fact, I recommend eating some Smokehouse every day. Get by there, same location. They've always been Main Street in Millbrook. And be sure to tell Chris, Celeste, the entire team there, that Joey, that fella on the radio, sent you. Still no word on Charlie Kirk's condition. University saying the shooting suspect is in custody. Last break. I'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
I'm Jim Smith with Adams Drugs, and what our customers say about our business is the most important advertising tool. I'm here with Ronnie Tone, who is a longtime customer of Adams Drugs, moved away for 3 years, and came back to town recently. Ronnie, how easy was it to move your business back to Adams Drugs?
Jim, it was very easy. All we did was make a phone call to the store in Prattville. That's where we live now, and they took it from there, and I didn't do anything else.
What has your overall experience been like here at Adams Drugs?
Well, we are glad to be back with Adams. We've had quite an experience in some towns we lived in, and they have great service. You can tell that the employees are glad to be there to serve you, and I couldn't ask for any more. Whatever formula the Vinson family has, they need to keep it in a safe place because it's certainly working.
Come into any of our 12 Adams Drugs locations. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net to find the location nearest you. Adams Drugs is your independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Ernest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Ernest, 334-279-7431. Ernest Financial, LLC.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've been enjoying a storm-free, dry forecast for the last several days. That'll continue, and the nights are still pleasantly cool. Tonight, mostly clear, overnight low temperature down to about 61, but the days are getting warmer. The humidity is still not too bad, but we're looking for temperatures 90 or above Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with plenty of sunshine each day and lows at night in the 60s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/radio and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/radio. openphone.com/RADIO.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go. Tired of surprise pest problems and surprise bills? Pest Pro Services now offers subscription pest control, a simple, affordable way to protect your home year-round. Bundle pest protection, termite treatment, and mosquito control for one predictable monthly price. Great for budgeting. No stress, no pests. Locally owned, always reliable, Pest Pro is Central Alabama's trusted pest control team. Find them on Facebook or visit ppsriverregion.com. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back, folks. Let's talk to Ray Bowles real quick. Hey, Ray.
Hey, like I said at this minute, what a crappy day.
It is.
Unbelievable. This is not a day to be trying to sell anything. Normally, you know me, I'm really happy and cheerful, and I'm just sad. Just my heart breaks for his wife, his kids, his mother, father, brothers, in-laws, all his friends. It's just such a sad moment. I'm going to do something a little out of the ordinary. Let's say a prayer for their family real quick.
Okay.
Dear Heavenly Father, Lord God, you know you've got this world in the palm of your hands, and your ways are not our way. We don't understand what happens. I know you have a purpose for this. I know you're going to be with the family. Please be with the family. Give them the peace you can only give. Please be with Charlie. If there's any way to save his life, please save his life. Lord, please be with this country. Heal this country. Don't split this country. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Ray.
Guys, we love y'all. Y'all
too,
try
brother.
to have a better day.
Love you, brother. Let's go to Cooper. Hey, Cooper.
Hey, Joey, this just made me sick at my stomach. And I'm definitely praying for Charlie, and that was a great prayer that Ray just gave.
Yes, it was.
Those are my first feelings. And then some of my second feelings are I am infuriated, and I felt this way a long way, with our legislators, our governor, our politicians all across this country, but specifically to the state of Alabama. I don't care what it takes. If it takes paying more taxes, I'll happily pay more taxes. If it takes a lottery, whatever it takes, we need to do something and build however many prisons it takes so that when someone commits a felony, I don't care if it's violent or non-violent, they're gone. They're out of they can't exist in civil society. And until we get serious about doing things like that, giving these people second, third, fourth chances, this is going to keep happening. Anyway, as I said, I'm driving back from the lake, and I'm praying for Charlie.
Thank you, Cooper. I feel you said it, man. Thank you, Cooper. Yeah, I'm trying to, it's a combination of hold back tears and hold back a lot of anger. A lot. Shouldn't be this way, but it is. And again, from the close-up video that made the rounds online, it's very upsetting. If Charlie survives, it will be a miracle. So pray
for his family, pray for this nation, pray for a miracle. I have 5 minutes left. And I'm supposed to talk for a living, be able to fill time for this humble perch at News Talk 93.1 FM. But I'm honestly at a loss for words. I don't know what to say. Other than pray. Craig just sat down, folks. Hey, Craig.
This is just god awful. There's a video of the shooting that is beyond chilling.
Yeah, I saw it.
And I don't know how any human being could survive that. Right in the center of the chest. I have been hyper emotional about this. This is a guy who was a happy warrior.
Yeah.
Family man, good-natured, welcomed all opinions. And on a college campus. This is an assassination. This isn't a random shooting. And this is going to be a tough afternoon. I'm sorry. Did not mean to get emotional.
Oh, no, it's...
but I've been listening to you, and I just wanted to share the moment because this is tough. Very, very tough. We're going to try and find out all the facts we can. Skip the rumors until we can get confirmation. But, and we're going to try and get a hold of David Blackman and a couple of our other regulars to talk this afternoon as well. And take calls. You've had some great calls.
It's just, I don't know. I keep thinking all the things I've seen him do.
Yeah. Watch this guy for years.
Yeah.
He's, happy warrior is the term that we use to describe Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
Because he did take a bullet from a lunatic, but from the media, they gave him the same treatment. Maybe a little classier, but the same treatment that Trump has gotten from the media. And it didn't stop him. It didn't deter him.
Right.
And Charlie was like that, we don't have any confirmed information on the suspect yet, do we?
Other than he's in custody. That's the only thing confirmed in terms of rumor online. There's a video of guy's got to be in his late 60s, 70s, bald white guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, again, we'll try and get whatever facts we can, but right now I am just in a total emotional state. I heard your conversation with Ray. That was excellent. And
well, it's just also like, I wake up on Monday and I see that young woman stabbed to death.
Just
the short video of Charlie. It's just like, I don't want to do that.
It's the insanity. And with every one of these actions comes another story about a judge who just can't seem to find it in his heart to put somebody dangerous in jail. There's so many spokes to this whole wheel, but this one has just touched my heart and soul. And it's going to be a long afternoon. Just pray that a miracle occurs and he was able to survive this somehow.
Amen. How about this? Some wrap up.
All right.
We'll switch over. Y'all stay tuned.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.